there, you know.
Observations with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Pharaoh of Physical Media, your Duke of Dope Discourse, and of course, your fanatical aging man-child, Robert Meyer Burnett, here with episode 7 of Fully Articulated. And my God, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't have the great HeelsvsBabyFace himself, as all the way from Yorkshire, my favorite Yorkshire man. As, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm all right. No, I'm great. I'm great. I'm really good, actually, because I got something arriving tomorrow. Something arrived yesterday. I've got a Vampirella somewhere over the Atlantic.
I've got one right over my shoulder, right there.
And Gary's got his as well. He photo sent me yesterday his Vampirella.
Is he happy with it?
I think so.
It's those executive replicas. They do a good job with the ladies. They do. I feel kind of like a dirty old man with this figure, but it's got a feistin' body, and it's fun to pick up, and that makes me strange.
Vampirella is a great character. 50th anniversary. Come on, it had to be. Only 300 units made. Come on.
I know you got to have it. Well, you know what? We have a very special guest with us from the other side of the planet, a man who has been furiously making videos about the old DX figures, which made me pull one of mine out that I'm going to show, because I don't know if he's reviewed it. I didn't look, but I did pull out a DX figure that I'm going to show. And, of course, Justin Kane from my favorite YouTube figure channel on the web, Justin's Collection. And I want to point out that Justin has recently moved into a new home. He's changed everything up, and he has got a new studio setup that I think you're all going to dig. So without further ado, Justin Kane, ladies and gentlemen, from Justin's Collection. How are you, sir? How's Australia? What's it like in Melbourne? My God, it's good to have you.
Well, thank you for that insane intro. Hopefully I can live up to the hype. But yeah, new studio.
It looks amazing. You got the. I love it. It's fantastic. So, you've been dropping videos, it seems like every day. You've got third-party reviews, and you've been going in and looking at the old DX figures. Somebody gifted you with a lot of the Dark Knight and Batman Dark Knight Rises figures, which are great. I'm glad you liked them because it's a good line. I think it's a really good line that holds up even after this
absolutely.
time. So
this one's coming up soon on the channel. SWAT Jim Gordon, another gift from Bob Dylan, who's an amazing subscriber and channel member. He's probably down in the chat, I would imagine. He usually checks out these streams. So yeah, huge thank you to him once again for another.
Here, wait, I'm going to slide you over. There he is. There is Jim Gordon.
Oh, yes.
SWAT Jim Gordon. I never got that. I've got the Jim Gordon that comes with the John Blake.
Trench coat?
Yeah. The John Blake figure. I like that set. And it came with the light, that you can the Dark Knight light, the spotlight, the bat signal. The bat signal. And so all three boys, here you are. How's it going? And this is kind of a little messy graphic design work here, but I need to get another panel. It's good to have all of you here for another issue or episode or whatever you want to call it of Fully Articulated. It's Hot Toys on Az's channel. This was supposed to be a one-off, and we keep doing them. How many times? 14 weeks now or something? We keep doing these. 14. And now Justin's becoming a series regular. Which is amazing.
It's fun. It's honestly, the way the world is and stuff going on, you got to have a bit of fun, right? I honestly look forward to these streams. It's one of the highlights of my week.
Oh, I'm glad you feel that way. I think for us too, and as someone who's going to be near death soon, it's nice to be able to have fun like a child, and no, I'm just kidding. Hopefully not. What are people going to do with all this crap? Everyone will just get mad at me.
The thought of selling anything is just
no.
Just finding the boxes and then putting the stuff in, and then oh my God,
yeah,
it would be a task.
Well, I think that there was some big news this week on the 6 scale front. I don't think it was surprising, but I think it was curious to know and to show everybody at home. Of course, Hot Toys did announce the Vision and Wanda figures from the WandaVision series. We're finally getting a Scarlet Witch figure, and the Scarlet Witch figure looks pretty great. And I'm pretty as Justin and I are happy about that. The figure has sculpted hair as opposed to rooted hair. And here's the Vision, which Justin, you did a great video comparing these two figures, and especially you talked about how this Vision figure is it's a better version of the original Age of Ultron Vision, which I actually was a big fan of. I like that figure a lot, even though it's not perfect. What do you boys think about the release? And I think people at home need to know that when Hot Toys makes these releases, the projected availability of these is sometime between July and September of 2022, which means the apocalypse could come and the resurrection of our Savior can happen, and mankind will have gone through all the tribulations and be saved by the time we get these figures. So what do you both feel like when these obviously desirable figures are announced and they're coming out in a year, 18 months?
I think we're as collectors, we're sort of I'm probably us more so than Justin, because you kind of get yours a little bit earlier than most. But for us now, I think it's become part and parcel, really, hasn't it? It's just something we take in our stride. We understand. We book our figure. We make sure that we got it on the pre-order. We make sure that we got it locked away. But then we just gotta sit back and wait. I'm still waiting for stuff. Still waiting for Captain America. Still waiting for
pushed
Batman
until April. Pushed until April.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I know why, by the way. I was just told by my supplier that the Hot Toys factory has been shut down since Chinese New Year, and they get a full month off. So they haven't been manufacturing anything for an entire month. They are open now again, and he said that the later half of March is going to be stacked with releases. Like, they're going all out. So that's why we've had such a lull. Like, I was looking on my my channel, and I was like, when was the last time I actually reviewed like a new Hot Toys thing? And it was almost 4 weeks ago, which is insane to think that's how long it's been since we've had a new thing. Usually it's once a week. But yeah, that's why I think Cap and all that was delayed on Sideshow's end.
Yeah, I mean it's incredibly frustrating, especially because that's, of all the figures, the Hot Toys figures I've wanted, that one was at the top of the list, because the last Captain America figure I picked up was Winter Soldier, the stealth suit set, and I did not go for even though I love that design, that figure they did for Endgame is the end all be all Cap figure from the Avengers, and I loved it so much, and I want it to replace my older figure. Come on, why are you doing this to me? And they keep teasing. It was February. And then Hot Toys, Sideshow doesn't let you pay off until they have the figure. So then it was February, then it was March, and now it's April. And it's that final payment. I just want the damn figure. Give it to me.
I'm hoping it's not longer than April. I'm sure it will hit in April with Sideshow. I couldn't imagine it being any later than that. But the 2-year wait used to be 6 to 7 to 8 months, and sometimes it is. But getting stretching on to 24 months now is it hurts. It really hurts.
Well, I don't understand. Yeah, sorry.
It's like a double peak graph. So the excitement level, as soon as it gets announced, it's up here, then it goes down and lulls out, and for 2 years, then all of a sudden there's a huge spike once again. It's getting it's getting hard to be excited about stuff when you're 2 years. Oh my God.
Plus, with the pandemic, this stuff was delayed. So it's I would think that when Wanda, I don't understand why Hot Toys does not release these things when the shows drop. Why don't they? That you'd think they know with their Marvel. I mean, basically, Hot Toys is now just doing Marvel and Star Wars pretty much exclusively, and you'd think that they would know and they'd have these things ready to go. already.
You would think they used to do it with like the movie promo versions of
Right.
some figures that would come out at the same time as the film. But I think they got caught out on a couple of things, like not being 100, like Infinity War Thor, for instance, where the Stormbreaker wasn't accurate to the final design of the film because they based it off early concept art. So I think they just made the call. They were like, you know what, we'll just wait until after the film is done to do the final, or the TV show in this instance, to the final design, and then that way we're 100% accurate, because a lot of people complained about that Stormbreaker not being too small and having, you know, the leaf on the side or whatever. It's not supposed to have that, or whatever the complaints were at the time. But they fixed it now with the Endgame one. So I think that's why they're doing the after the show thing. But I've said it time and time again, like they could do so much more with their marketing, like riding the hype wave for whatever is being announced, like when the Russo brothers were on stage and they had the Hot Toys Infinity Gauntlet on stage with them.
Right.
It's like stuff like that. If someone's doing a talk show or whatever, send them a prototype of the product to have on the show if they're talking about that show, and just it will naturally build hype for your brand. But they never really do stuff like that. It's pretty sad, honestly.
Do you think, I mean, obviously we have a lot of, in the next, for the rest of the year, you've got Falcon Winter Soldier, you have Black Widow, you have Loki, you have the What If animated series, which I don't know if they're going to do any figures from that. Maybe they're all the same that they've already released. Then you have, of course, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man 3, Hawkeye. This is all in 2021. And I'm curious, do you think Hot Toys is going to keep up with that pace? Are we going to get a white Black Widow figure in her white outfit? Are we going to get a White Vision? Have they even thought about that? What do you think?
I think the reason why they don't have this stuff ready is because you have to have a really good estimate of how much product to make.
Sure.
To sell. And this is, the collector's market is such a niche market. It's such a fluctuating market. Just because somebody buys heavy Mando doesn't mean that they're going to buy Vision Scarlet Witch. It's so specific at times that I think they do it the clever way. They release the pre-orders on the hype. So the pre-orders are coming out on the hype. Your Bo-Katans, your Dad Bod Boba Fett's, and all that sort of stuff. Your Vision and Scarlet Witch, they're coming out. I mean, they're showing you they're coming out, and the hype is there. They're doing it at the right time, so that they're really snapping the most efficient a number of pre-orders that they can right now. And I think this is the sensible way to do it, because from their perspective, the likelihood of pre-orders dropping off is there'll probably be a small drop-off, maybe a 5%, let's say, drop-off rate over the course. So they've got a 95%-ish nail-in rate on what they're going to sell. We know for a fact, of course, that when certain product comes in, it's gone. It's just gone. If you sleep on it, that Justice League Batman, in his regular outfit, that was 2-year wait, 18-month wait, and you had plenty of time to sleep on it if you didn't get your pre-order in. And then as soon as that released, whoosh, gone. So I think they do it efficiently, and that's 2 years removed, 3 years removed from the Justice League movie, and people were snapping that up like there was no tomorrow. So I think they do it the most effective way, and I think White Vision, I wouldn't be surprised to see a White Vision.
I think White Vision is coming, although I think they'll either wait for him to do for whatever he's going to appear in next, as I assume he will, or it'll be a Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know if it's just going to be a run-of-the-mill announcement. I hope it is. Because that'll make it a lot more accessible for a lot more people. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see it as a Toy Fair exclusive in June or July, and it comes out in June or July at the Toy Fair, and you'll be able to pick it up there, like they did with Spider-Man 2099 and all those other weird and wonderful ones that they do for Toy Fair. But I'm always curious, how do they get those Toy Fair ones ready within like a month versus the other stuff that's 12 months. Like even D23 Endgame Captain America, that was 95% similar to the final one. And that one was a year before the final. Like that's insane to me how they, or it might have even been more than a year. And they made people wait. Like everyone's like, oh, well, D23 came out. Endgame Cap, it's right around the corner. Don't you worry. And then it was like, no, it wasn't. They took the full 2 years. So I'm curious as to how the timeline works with the various factories, because I know they have a couple of factories that they work with.
Yeah. No, it's I don't get it either. I don't really understand. It gets, obviously because when something is fresh in your mind, you want to have it. Like, and I was, the Scarlet Witch figures have been okay, but they've had the rooted hair. I love that Scarlet Witch figure. I mean, I really like what they're doing. I like the costume and all that. But waiting until 2022 seems a little. It's like I want it now. I want to put it up on the shelf. But yeah, it is a strange. I mean, I never thought I'd live in a world where I would be waiting years to get action figures, because if you collect Black Series or 12 scale or 3 3/4 figures, those things are always on the shelf now. Before, like, I can get Dune figures from the Dune movie, the McFarlane Dune figures. Yeah. You can get those no problem. And they came out. Because the movie was supposed to come out, obviously in December of 2020, but it didn't. But still, they had them ready to go. And I would think that Hot Toys would want to be ahead of the game. But like you said, I mean, Justin, do you know, our pre-orders, obviously you were telling us the other show, how Star Wars doesn't have a very big presence in China. And yet here in the rest of the world, these things sell enormous amounts of figures. And do you think that that's true, that they're waiting for pre-orders for that reason, so they don't end up putting out things that no one buys, like, I don't know, the Crow or Silk Spectre and the comedian from Watchmen?
So the way they do it is that in Hong Kong, they have an in-person pre-order system. So you can't do it online. You have to go in person and have to line up. And it's only for a set period. So it's, however many days that it is. And you go in between those dates, and then that's it. Once the pre-order window is closed, it's closed, and then that determines, for Hong Kong at least, the batch size. So if they only get 200 orders for Hong Kong, they're only making 200 figures. The rest will be sent to Sideshow. Which the Solo Patrol Trooper, he was a figure that they only made 200 of for the Hong Kong market, which is insanely small batch size, and then that's why it sold out almost instantly. And the same thing with Heavy Infantry Mando. They didn't make a hell of a lot of him either. So they don't want stuff sitting on like store shelves. That's Howard Chan, the CEO. That's his like number one thing is, I don't want anything sitting on store shelves or in the bargain basement bin or anything like that. So they do the pre-orders, and then that's the batch size, and then that's it.
But how do they allow Hong Kong?
You just say heavy. Heavy Mando. Oh,
I love that figure.
Oh, this is the big boy that came yesterday.
He is a beauty.
He's big and heavy.
Oh yes,
he's really big. This is Jon Favreau, isn't it? Jon Favreau played.
I think that's the Darth Vader body on him, I would imagine, because it is huge.
It is absolutely massive.
Drop it down a little bit in the frame. There you go.
There you go. Ooh. Yeah, it's absolutely. And that helmet is just it's beautiful.
Here, why don't I go so the folks at home that don't follow maybe Justin's channel, and you should, there's going full frame there as look at that. I mean, give us a little twirl. Show us. Look at that.
Look at the gun at the back. Look at the ammo strap.
I mean, that is just
all the way through as well. And that isn't a flamethrower on his other gauntlet. That's a heavy flamer for the Warcraft fans out there, for the Warhammer fans out there. That's a heavy flamer right there. Get the flamer. That's for heretics.
That is a beautiful figure. I mean, and that I wonder. So Justin, are then you saying that they didn't make a lot of those heavy Mando figures because they're defining how many Star Wars figures they make by the Hong Kong market?
Yep. So in at least the ones that you order from like your Toys Wonderland and your the other websites, KG Hobby and all those people, at least for those websites, that's you're dictated by how many they make in Hong Kong. Therefore, the price is probably higher. But with Sideshow, it doesn't really matter because they get allotted a certain batch size anyway, and it's usually thousands of units. So you'll find that they'll still sell out quicker because there's less of them. Like Heavy Mando right now is sold out. He's on a wait list, I think they call it on Sideshow. So yes, there is a correlation between the Hong Kong orders and how small the batch size is for the States as well. Like they'll make significantly less, but by all means in the States, you'll still see them making a lot more than they do in Hong Kong. It's just the Hong Kong sellers that are determined by how many people get to pre-order it. But I think what you were going to say before, Az, was you're going to ask, well, how do the Hong Kong people, the Hong Kong sellers get it, right? They line up. They pay people to line up for them. Wow, there was a post that was put up this morning, actually, on my Facebook group. Someone took a picture of people lining up to pre-order Wonder and Vision, and yeah, there are like 80-year-old people lining up that they don't have anything else to do. They'll go and line up. They'll get paid, 500 Hong Kong dollars or whatever it is, and then that's what they've done for the day. Obviously, they don't want a Hot Toys Wonder or Vision. They don't even know what that is, but that's what they do. It's a whole like mini ecosystem of sellers and buyers and people lining up. It's very interesting.
Wow, I mean that's crazy. But so really the head of the company is defining their. I understand why they don't want product on the shelves, but they have to know that when certain figures sell out and they get huge on the secondary market, wouldn't they want a piece of that action? And Hot Toys,
isn't it?
It is weird. I mean, I would think that as a company, it is frustrating. And then, of course, I know a lot of speculators buy Hot Toys, and then they'll re-release a figure, and that destroys the value of the original, doesn't it? I mean, if Hot Toys re-releases a figure, like they re-released Age of Ultron Iron Man, the 43, which is one of my favorite action figures of all time. I love that figure. But then they re-release it. It's essentially the same figure. Does the original have any value anymore? Or do you always buy? Do you think the new version always is better to go pick up?
They try and do stuff that will make people want to pick up the original. Like they'll give it one less accessory, or they'll make the stand slightly different, or something stupid like that. But it's arbitrary stuff. Like people don't really care about that most of the time. If there is a new upgraded version of something, or even if it's just a straight reissue, people will go for that, and then you'll find that the people who had listed for $1,000 plus on eBay will have to drop their prices because nobody will be willing to pay that much for the original. But sometimes, like we saw the new Scarlet Witch announced, for instance, and there's a Scarlet Witch that I don't have, which is the movie promo New Avengers suit one, which we only saw her for 10 seconds wearing at the end of Age of Ultron. And I was hoping that the price on that one would go down now that they've announced a brand new one, with sculpted hair and everything, but it didn't, and it's still going for like $1,000. I'm like, God damn it! Really wanted to get that one.
Right.
So I'm keeping my eye out. I might be getting one soon. My supplier has managed to find me a pre-owned one in Hong Kong, but it's still a little bit pricey, I think.
Yeah. The Heavy Mando, by the way, on Sideshow is showing waitlist full.
Wow.
Oh.
You can't even waitlist for it anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm expecting that any moment because they took my last. I owed. It was so weird. I owed $46 on it. I'm like, how does that happen?
Just take it. Just take it and give me the toy.
Yeah, I mean, I just want my Heavy Mando.
Flame effects. It comes with jetpack flame effects, but it doesn't come with a flame effect like the incinerator
Star Boy. I think I wanted to chat about one thing, and I don't know if you'll see it, but whenever Hot Toys announces something, or whenever Sideshow puts up the pre-orders for the Hot Toys product, as soon as it's something that doesn't come with like a truckload of accessories, people freak out. They're like, oh my God, $285 for Scarlet Witch, and she comes with nothing. I'm curious, when did it become like the value of a Hot Toys figure is not based on the figure itself? Like the fact that we are getting a Scarlet Witch in her new outfit with amazing sculpted hair and the removable crown and the LED light up effects in the hands, but just because she doesn't come with a bunch of magic effects or something, then the figure is like worthless for that price. It's always baffled me when it turned into, oh, she doesn't come with 50 million accessories. Not worthwhile. Not for me.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, because we did our favorite 5 the other week.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And one of my favorite 5 was the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow from Endgame. Because there's just something about it. The head sculpt was incredible. I very much like the sculpted hair as opposed to rooted hair. The body sculpt was amazing. And I just, the aesthetic. But she only comes with batons and a pistols. And that's it. But that's all it needed for me. It was authentic. It was spot on. To me, it's about. I do have a bit of a thing for the head sculpts now, so I really have a look. But you look at the Scarlet Witch head sculpt and the Vision head sculpts coming up.
Yeah. They're
beautiful, incredible by the looks of it. And then Robert and I, big Star Trek fans. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you, Justin, but there's a third-party company that's gained the rights to do Star Trek 1 in 6s, and they're going to release Commander Data.
Interesting. What's the name of the company?
I'll get you the name of the company.
Yeah, and they're doing only Star Trek figures.
Yes.
So I don't know if
QMX license they can afford.
Well, yeah, I think he worked on for QMX. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to release the other QMX Star Trek figures that I don't think they're going to come out. But so the first one they're doing is Data from First Contact. And by the way, interestingly enough, Sideshow is now, I put down my deposit. They're now taking out this month the first payment, which means they are expecting it out on time. So it'll be interesting to see if they get it out on time, being that it's a new company.
XO6 is the company.
XO6.
Yeah, brand new company.
Research.
Yeah, they're brand new. And, I even contacted them to see if the guy from XO6 would want to come on the show. But I heard back from their publicity person, and maybe he will, maybe he won't. But, I'm curious because I'm fascinated by the Star Trek license in the 6 scale arena has never been. I mean, Playmates had the license and they put out large size figures, but QMX, it was so sporadic, their releases. I mean, I liked them. Kirk, Spock, and McCoy were good. Khan was good. Their captain's chair was good, but when did they come out? There was no regular schedule. It just seems to me if you're going to get into the 6 scale business, that's why I was so bummed out. Like at Molecule 8, they made the I waited forever for that John Lennon figure, and it's actually a terrific figure. I love that figure, and I love the metal skeleton and the way the stand is metal and all that. It was great, but then they weren't paying their artists, and it was a big, and it looked like that. I really wanted that Gene Wilder Willy Wonka figure. That was amazing. And then they were going to do a quarter scale Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. They had these licenses, and I was really excited. And especially when I got that John Lennon figure, it came in a beautiful box. And then if you'd ordered it early, it came with a guitar, so you got that. And it was a great figure. But, but then they went away. Back to your point, Justin, I really think that figure collectors, to me, accessories, I can take them or leave them. If a character has a gun as part of their costume, I want the gun. I want the blaster, whatever the pistol is. But I don't need, as much as I like the flame effects, I can take them or leave them. I think they're cool, but if you want them, if you're going to make a display of all the Mandos taking off together, that's a cool thing. But for the most part, I don't think necessarily, at least for me, I don't need a lot of accessories. What I want is the best version of the actual figure and the on-screen stuff that can appear. Like, look, as much as I love Sideshow Spider-Man figures. I think they've done, Hot Toys Spider-Man figures. I think they've done a great job with them. But all the web stuff, I might use one. The web, because they bend. So it's not like if you could have Spider-Man going thwip, and you could have a really solid piece of plastic, and you could do some cool poses like that. But it's always like a little bit of, so I'd rather have I'd love to hang a figure like from the ceiling off a web. You know, they're not going to make something like that that's stiff enough to.
I'm hoping they do posable webs, because Mezco in 1/12 scale, they do fully posable webs with their Spider-Man figures. It's literally a metal wire just painted white and another one wrapped around it. But like, do it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
but yes,
it would
the
be.
webs, they always droop down. It's horrendous.
Yeah, and
you know, Justin, yourself, what happens when a figure comes with potentially too many accessories? Because I think all of us, we've all got the Hawkeye Ronin.
Oh yes,
figure, and you ended up buying 2.
I had to buy 2. Oh,
the Ronin side was so good, and the Hawkeye side was so good that you had to show both versions off. And I gotta say that when I got mine and I opened that, I was just like, oh my lord,
it's too hard to decide. And then
explosion.
And then you start thinking, oh, well, if I display him with the sword and then the shuriken in the other hand and then the bow here, and then it becomes a term that not sure if you guys have seen on the Sideshow YouTube channel. They have a series called How to Be a Poser.
Yep.
And there's the guy who runs it, Terry. He calls it overloading when you put too many accessories on. Like, he's like, oh, put a gun in this hand, and like I see people with Mando, and they got the pistol in this hand and the rifle in this hand, and then they got the jetpack with the effects, and he's like, every single accessory they put on the thing, and it just looks, it's too much. So I've made a conscious effort to just go with just simple as possible, just one accessory, but then it leaves like 50 million accessories in the box.
Yeah,
you're like, oh no, what do I do? So yeah, I feel you with when it comes to too many accessories, like with the Hawkeye. Another one is the troop building side of things. Like now that they're doing clone troopers and whatnot, you're gonna have to buy multiples. But Team Suit Tony Stark, so the Endgame, the white suit with the red and whatnot on it, that's apparently coming either this week or next week. And I already told my supplier I'm gonna need 4 of those. So I'm gonna need 1 to be Tony. I'm gonna put the Cap head on 1. And then put the ankle extenders just to make him a little bit taller. So Cap, and then the spare head that I got with my second Hawkeye, I'm going to put that Jeremy Renner sculpt on another one, and then an Ant-Man head on the 4th one. So I'm going to have, unfortunately, none of the female cast, which is not ideal, but I'll have at least most of the male cast in the team suits.
For those of you who don't know, these are all the Avengers before they go into the quantum realm. They're wearing their quantum team suits. So what are you going to do about Hulk, bruh? Come on.
I know. The weird ones like War Machine, which they showed War Machine in that color scheme in his armor at one of the toy fairs, but they never did it. A customizer, or I shouldn't say a customizer, a collector in Singapore who collects Iron Man figures actually had one painted in that color scheme for him, because I think he's planning on doing a similar thing to what I'm doing. So I hope one day when they're bored, Hot Toys are like, you know what? Let's do a female team suit body that people can use for Black Widow and Nebula, and then Rocket, War Machine, and Hulk, and then that's the team. Then they're all done.
Why do you think Hot Toys doesn't cater to that market where you could buy suits and head sculpts, and they don't do that?
I think they've gotten so caught up with the popular, like, we'll only make what is going to sell in droves, whereas previously, like, they made a Jim Gordon figure. Could you ever see them doing a random who plays Jim Gordon in Zack Snyder's verse? It's
J.K. Simmons? Is J.K. Simmons?
Yes, J.K. Simmons. Oh my god, J.K. Simmons, a J.K. Simmons Jim Gordon figure nowadays? Like, no, right? You'd never see them do anything like that. And I think that's what QMX struggled with Star Trek, is that when you get into the weeds with the less popular characters, they might sell, but chances are they probably won't. The best way to probably do that is to do a 2-pack with a popular character, which I don't know why they didn't do. But yeah, Hot Toys, I don't know why they don't do either obscure characters or just suits, because surely they must know that people will buy multiples if that's the case. Like, you would have thought that people would be willing to buy multiples. A stripped down basic version as a secondary body would be perfect, especially for stuff like the team suit, because you can do exactly what I said: multiple heads, you can have a full team, which now is just going to be 4 dudes standing around.
Oh, right.
To me, this is actually a missed opportunity with Endgame Hulk.
Oh yes,
Because Professor
reuse
Hulk
the body that you made.
should have come with a change. Should have come with a change of costume.
Yes.
For when he's going into the accelerator. That's that sorted.
I was expecting 3 Hulks. I was expecting Professor Hulk, because as soon as they invest in a new body, that's literally the number one most expensive thing you can do is new molds, new tooling, and all that sort of stuff. So I was expecting a Professor Hulk, a shirtless Hulk with the black shorts, and also the Team Suit Hulk. Then you got your 3 Hulks, and you get your money's worth out of it. Or maybe even a final battle one with the damaged arm. But they didn't. They're only doing 1, which is very peculiar. Maybe they'll do it after this one comes out. But I honestly think the Endgame stuff is done now. I don't think they're gonna go back and do any more Endgame stuff personally.
No.
But some people do. So we'll
But
see.
Professor Hulk, if you didn't know, he actually was in Infinity War, but they cut the scene.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it was a scene that they filmed. It was right at the end when he came out of the wall from the Hulk armor, and he was rejoining Black Widow, and they were like, "Oh, look, he's turned."
Oh, there he is.
Black Widow, do your business, and then he starts talking because he's actually Professor Hulk.
Okay, well, they filmed them back to back, so it makes sense. But I'm glad they cut that. That was a better reveal, I think, in Endgame.
Oh yeah.
I have to show something because we haven't shown anything. I'm going to show something only because this first thing Justin, and it was the second thing I ordered from Toys Wonderland. The first thing I ordered, I'd never ordered anything. Actually, I ordered a year ago or last May. The chair that hasn't come in yet. I don't know if maybe it'll never come. I don't know, but
I hope it does.
I hope it does too. But this figure I was not going to buy. But I bought it because of your review, and it was better than I thought it was going to be.
It is so good.
It's so good, and I'm going to pick it up here. I'm going to go full screen on this one. So this is because of what Justin did on the show. This is, again, a third-party figure. Here is, in fact, the Green Goblin Deluxe on his glider with his pumpkin bombs from Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man. Now, this figure, while I won't say it is of Hot Toys quality, it's pretty damn close. And I can't tell you how great, this glider is. The detail underneath, it's incredible. This figure is incredible, and the articulation is great. And if you get the deluxe version, it comes with multiple stands, so you can set them up only as a figure, or it had a smaller articulated flying stand, so you could put the glider on it. And this figure is incredible. I love this figure. As far as third-party figure goes, it's definitely one of the best. I would not have bought this figure unless Justin did a review. And again, I did get it from Toys Wonderland, and I was very happy with their service, although shipping is expensive to the States. But this is a great, great, great figure. And as a third-party figure goes, it definitely sets the tone for future figures. What do you think about this figure, Justin?
Ooh, it's a beauty. Toy Zero are getting, honestly, better and better. They're whatever material sciences department they have that is cooking up these materials like they use on the Green Goblin there, that for some reason doesn't crease, whereas almost the number one complaint with Hot Toys Spider-Man figures is that they crease and get damaged, whereas that material, you can bend the arm like I did in my review and leave it bent for an extended period of time, and you unbend it and there's no marking, no creasing, nothing whatsoever. So that is one of the biggest reasons why I'm super keen on Toy Zero, but also they're making like obscure stuff.
They're making great stuff.
X-Men from from the original films, and also from like Dark Phoenix, and they're giving them the multiple different outfits from Dark Phoenix, and in the end of Apocalypse with the comic book style suits.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they continue doing that sort of stuff. I don't think they've announced anything in a while, actually. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I've just pre-ordered a few. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I've pre-ordered a few things from them this week.
Oh.
But Robert, do you have the
other one?
The other one.
Oh,
can you show the other one?
Here is the other Green Goblin from So-So Toys that you pre-ordered. Now, this is obviously a comic book version. This figure is dope. I love the way this figure looks. I mean, this figure is absolutely, I think, incredible. It's got a great head sculpt. It looks like the Green Goblin. And it does, in fact, come with... I guess I don't know if there's two different versions like there is with the Toys. Was it Toys Era one? But can you talk a little bit about what this?
Batgirl
I mean, it's great.
I mean, that to me is the Green Goblin. Okay,
it's a beauty. I hope they do a Hobgoblin next.
On the movie version, because I do like the movie version a lot. But because I've also ordered the classic Spider-Man as well, and I've ordered the suit up the Tom Holland's upgraded suit. From Far From Home, and I just wanted a Green Goblin to go with that.
It's a classic one.
Yeah, and then to have that classic one, because the Mysterio, even though I wasn't a big fan of Far From Home, I think it's got a lot of problems. It's got a lot of fun moments in it, but it's got a lot of problems. I still really like the concept and the idea of Mysterio. And I did think that they had a really clever idea that maybe didn't quite hit. And so the Mysterio figure with that Green Goblin figure, with a Spidey figure,
Hot Toys Venom.
I think it just looks it's just a classic scene, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible stuff, and I want to throw up another Here's a shot of the figure with all of the accessories. You see that it comes with a glider, and the glider has a fire effects with smoke, which is really cool. You see that it comes with the pumpkin bomb, and it comes with the pouch that he carries around, and hands, and a stand. And as far as, I mean, look at this head sculpt. This head sculpt has so much life in it, and it's so much fun, and it's so cool, and I really love all this stuff. And by the way, I wonder where the name Green Menace even came from. What a great name for a figure. Obviously, the my Green Goblin was called the Fiend. I mean, where did they come up with the name the Green Menace? Justin, can you tell us?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Who knows?
I worked hard on that one. I thought, J. Jonah Jameson, Triple J, he's always calling Spidey a menace. Why can't Green Goblin be the menace for once? So I thought, let's call him Green Menace. So was a bit reluctant at first. He's like, what the hell? Why would you want to call it that? I was like, trust me, just go with it. And luckily he did.
Well, they did.
Robert and I trigger on the Homelander. Did we show off?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we did show off that Homelander, I think, didn't we?
Hold on. We pulled the trigger on the
they
Homelander.
They're tweaking the sculpt a little bit. They're changing up the sculpt a little bit. Some people weren't 100% happy, so they're tweaking.
Really?
On the sculpt. Yeah.
On both heads or only one head?
Just the non-smiling one. The smiling one is, in my opinion, perfect.
It's unbelievable. I thought the non-smiling one was great. By the way, that was a figure I just paid the whole thing off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, give it to me.
All of stuff from Toys Era, I've just paid.
Yeah,
I haven't gone on leeway. I've just paid for the whole lot. So I've even got a couple of things from over in your neck of the woods, Toys Wonderland as well.
Yeah, I'm really upset about this that you put me on Toys Wonderland because
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I keep going there and they've got used figures and I'm looking at this stuff going, oh man. And jumping in.
Really old stuff that I never even knew existed from Hot Toys. They made that.
Well, like my James Dean figure is a Hot Toy figure right up here, and you didn't know that one.
Well, I pulled the trigger on the this is for the people out there who know me, and they're gonna love this. I pulled the trigger on the Batwoman.
Well, I think for you to have that is going to be meaningful
that's going to be stuff's going to happen,
I'm expecting a full review on that. As
Yeah.
By the way, I slept on the Gambit figure. Is that So Toys too? I need.
Oh yes, that's So Toys. They're
It's sold out, man.
They're committed. They're committed to X-Men. They are. I spoke to him recently, and he said, "Who should I do next?" And I said, "Go for Wolverine in the classic yellow and blue." But he's either going to do Wolverine or Rogue next in the 90s style.
Yeah.
From the film. I'm hoping that seems like a very good niche for them. They can go all out on either the classic X-Men figures and the classic Spidey stuff. Like if we could get an Electro with the the headpiece, the yellow headpiece thing, and a classic TV series style Mysterio with the green and the punchy, vibrant purple, and even a Peter Parker Spidey 2-pack would be awesome as well. So I'm hoping they go all out on that niche. That seems to be a good thing for them to focus on, just a regular stream of figures from either classic X-Men or classic Spidey. I think that could be quite good. As long as they don't just make Green Goblin and then that's it, I'm all in.
Right. Now I've got something. You mentioned Hot Toys that you might not know what they are. Now
Yes.
I've got something. Let me go full frame and ask you if you know. Do you know what this is?
Can you?
I do not.
Street Fighter.
No.
No.
This is a Hot Toys
Oh, I know what that is.
Samurai
Oh, that's
Samurai Predator.
oh yes.
And look at this box. It is,
That is a
effing
beauty.
huge. It is a beauty. This box is amazing. This
Look at
now
Az's face.
this
Samurai Predator.
here. Hang on. Let me. And the thing is, it's got a missing piece. I know it's terrible, but let me go full here. I'll go full frame here. So this is the Samurai Predator box, and it is listed on the. Here's the back of the box, so you can see the credits. And it's an AVP thing. And now, to be honest, I haven't opened this in a while, but it opens up. So when you open it up, check this out. It's got two different boxes inside. It's got your figure box here, and then you've got your. This is mostly the base. I mean, this figure's insane. As it's falling off my chair. So here's the base that it comes with. So, yeah. Now this is they were doing some of these I slept on, like the female. They did a female like Predator Hunter or something, which I never got, and I mean, I had this on display a while ago, but there was a piece in it that broke, and which really I hate when that happens. So I don't even remember. I'm going to open this up. Indulge me as I talk. You guys talk amongst yourselves as I open this up here. So,
well, I want to talk about Toy Zero again because you talk about Toy Zero. But Toy Zero are doing things which Hot Toys should be doing.
I know.
We've got the Omniscient figure, which is Hydra from Thor, and it's just like why?
Oh yes.
Why isn't that figure from Hot Toys? Why haven't they got a version of that? It just
They're
seems
so fixated on making only like the top selling stuff that they forget that the thing that makes them so great is being able to put together a high-end version of the cast of that film in their various different costumes, and that's what makes it so good. Not just I've got solo Aquaman. I don't have King Orm. I don't have Black Manta. I don't have Mira. I don't have any of the other characters, but I've got Aquaman. It's like it doesn't have that same thing. Doesn't have that same oomph.
Yeah.
Wait.
The whole crew.
No, you do. Okay,
I hope
guys.
Zero do a King Orm.
Guys, I totally forgot about this. I had no idea.
Look at that face.
So this base, oh my god. This base is an alien, okay? First of all, it comes in, so here's the alien body. And then here's a head that's been cut in half with acid dripping out of it. And this fits in here on the base. And then it has then it has the front part of the head with the jaw coming out. Now I don't know if you can see this. This is so badass. So you got the face, and then it's cut in half. There's the head part, and then here's you can see how it's still, look at, it's translucent. This is so, why do I not have this on display? This has to have been sitting in a box since I bought it 6 years ago. I'm throwing this box away. This is never going in the box ever. I'm not going to throw it away, but this is never going in the box. This is so badass. I can't even believe how badass this is. This has been sitting here in my Robservatory for 3.5 years, never to come out of the box. And I'm looking at this now. I have no memory of this figure at all. And I had it in my office, when I was working on the Next Generation Blu-rays, like in 2012. I'm an idiot. Can I just say I'm an idiot? My God, how is it that I do not have this figure open? This is part of what this... Dude, why am I such a douche?
I don't know. Wow. That is obscene.
I mean, but look at this.
Stunning.
This is stunning. I mean, oh my God, I can't wait to open the rest of it. This is just the stand. Wow. I own this, and I can't even tell you. I should do an unboxing of this. Here's an unboxing of a disc or a figure I've had for 8 years that apparently I just didn't care about. Yeah. So I'm a douche. Douchey douche. So anyway, I'll open the rest of it now. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, yeah, I mean,
please continue opening.
You got your Homelander. Why isn't that a hot toy? Why isn't Homelander a hot toy?
Star Race, a company called Star Race, has the license, and I don't know. I don't know if you've seen many of Star Race's products, but
I don't think so.
They have the license for Harry Potter, so they make the Harry Potter figures, right? And they made an Uma Thurman Kill Bill, and the thing is, Star Race gets some amazing sculptors to work with them. Like for their Homelander and Billy Butcher, they're getting one of the best sculptors who makes custom stuff, third-party stuff. His name is Vimmel. He makes custom head sculpts, and they usually get sold on a website called 16kit.
Yes.
He is working on their stuff, although the issue with Star Race is their final product, paint applications, are horrendous. Like, I'm usually pretty forgiving when it comes to figures, as long as the head sculpt is painted well and is sculpted well, but they're soft and there's no texture to the skin. Like the Hot Toys have that texture that makes them look so real. It's just literally, it looks like a doll. So I don't know if they're going to, if this is their attempt to do like a better version of what they've been doing in the past, or if it's just going to be more of the same. But I agree with you. Hot Toys should have gone after the boys' license. I don't know why they didn't. Howard Chan is notoriously fickle for the licenses he'll go for. He has to really like the property. Maybe he didn't like the boys. I don't know. It's quite curious as to why they didn't do that.
Well, I mean, because Damn Toys are doing a great Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil, but from the remake of the video game.
Yes.
And then it's just been announced, I think today, that September the 3rd is going to be the release date for the new Resident Evil film.
Okay.
I think is going to be essentially Resident Evil 2. They're going to, because it's now, the other franchise, that's gone. This is
they're doing a reset.
This is a complete reset. It's going to have Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Barry Burton, Albert, it's going to have all of those characters in this one, and it looks like it's going to be set in Raccoon City. So essentially Resident Evil 2 / Resident Evil 3 possibly. But the Damn Toys Leon S. Kennedy looks great. And he's there in his
Damn Toys makes pretty good stuff.
Oh, and I remember Hot Toys used to have the Resident Evil license.
Yes.
And then I think Sideshow might have picked it up, or at least were doing Resident Evil figures as well. But Hot Toys used to have the Resident Evil brand, and You know, it's a big gaming trend. So I don't know why they let these things go.
But they make random Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, all the Arkham stuff. But we don't have a Nightwing, and we don't have a Robin. It's weird with the video game stuff how they pick and choose so specifically. It's like, okay, today we are going to make Deathstroke, and someone in the boardroom's like, okay, Howard, what about the Batman to go with the Deathstroke? Of course we're not going to make him. We're not going to make Arkham Origins Batman. Are you mad? Get out of here.
But we're going to do the great death. I mean, in all fairness.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love that Deathstroke. Except for that stupid wire thing that comes out of the... everyone's starting to have that issue now.
Wait for ages, and no doubt we'll wait for ages more for the Batgirl from the DLC.
I hope that... I think that Batgirl may be coming out sooner than we might think.
Okay.
So I'm expecting it in the next couple of months at least.
Wow.
I'm expecting it. Oh yes.
Gents,
let's see.
So this is here. Let me move this down. So here's the actual Samurai Predator, not with all of the accessories, but here and the you can see on the sword here there is alien blood, and here's this. By the way, things I haven't put on him. He comes with these a gaggle of samurai swords that put together, and there is. This is so badass. I mean, this is a gauntlet that goes on his wrists that has multiple moving predator tearing you apart stuff that I'll have to go in and put back on. There's armor, and I realized the one thing that is missing. There's let's see, there's hands, and there is a samurai helmet that goes on top. Now I remember what's missing. What is missing is there is a samurai piece of armor that goes in front of him, and so that would have been badass. But I do have the helmet. I'll put them all together. This is one big. Like, I love the thing that got me buying Hot Toys back in the mid-aughts was when they put out their first Predator and Alien toys as action figure kits. But this, I mean, even his feet, he's got like samurai sandals and this is a fun. I think I'm gonna have to put this up on my samurai shelf that's right behind me. What's really cool is he's got a hanging. I don't know if you can see these. These are the alien, the mouths that come out of the alien, the inner jaws. He's got hanging inner jaws like Boba Fett has Wookiee scalps hanging from his belt. Wow, this is a badass figure. I'm going. He does, by the way, he does have the weapon that goes on his shoulder up here that I got to pop in here. Wait, I just realized I had you guys muted. So, sorry. As I was showing you the Predator, go back and what you were saying was. By the way, here's the. You can't really see it, but I put the gun on there. The shoulder gun is now there. So, what were you saying about your great idea? Start from scratch there.
Sorry, yeah. My great idea, chat, is why don't they make a feudal Japanese Predator movie where there is a band of samurai being hunted and then hunting a predator. And the predator is utilizing the weapons of that world's development. So this predator isn't using mounted cannons. This predator is using blades. He can use his serrated blades, but he's using blades, and he's using katanas and teos or whatever they're called as well, the dagger part. He's utilizing all of that, and they're fighting a band of oh man, that could be the best ever.
I would watch the shit out of that. I hope that the Predator films do get a reinvigoration like that of sorts. They could go through all of the eras. Feudal Japan, they could go, show them throughout all of the various eras. I would like to see the Elder Predator with the pirate lore, like that would be awesome as well.
Predator should have worked.
Yeah, agreed.
Should have worked.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, because we needed to see it against people of different eras. Mm-hmm. So, we could have the summon, like you said. We could have had a pirate one, for God's sake. We could have, we could have had a World War II one.
Yes.
You got predators with Nazis and American soldiers and British soldiers. Stuff like that. That's how the Predator fits in. Not
absolutely.
We're gonna fight in the jungle. Now we're gonna fight in a city. Now we're gonna fight in a rural town and talk about our feelings together. That's the kind of stuff that you want to be doing with the Predator.
Oh,
man, Hollywood, come on,
figure it out.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I got to figure all this out too. Here I am playing with my Predator in the background of our show, so that's good.
Shall I also show something?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, it's your turn.
So it was my birthday recently, and I asked for only one thing. My wife does this thing where usually she likes to try and surprise me with something. She doesn't like to buy me what I've asked, or I don't necessarily ask for anything, but I'm like, oh, I really like this, like subtle hint. She doesn't like to do that. She likes to try and pick something, weird and wonderful, and sometimes she succeeds. But this time I said, hey, I really want this one thing. If you can find it, that'll be awesome. If not, don't stress about it. But she found it. So I have to say thank you to my wife. Not that she's watching this stream. She's already gone off to work. But she bought me this for my birthday. And this is, for those of you who don't know, the 10th anniversary of Hot Toys 2-pack of the Batman Begins Demon Batman and the Scarecrow. And this might just be one of the most deluxe boxes that I've ever seen. Down the bottom there, it says Hot Toys 10th anniversary with a real metal pin down the bottom there.
Wow.
And it's a leathery style thick box, and there's two figures, so you slide them out.
I always wanted to get this, man.
I haven't reviewed these yet on the channel, but I definitely need to. People are waiting. Oh, okay, so it flips open like a book. This one is the Demon Batman. These are all mint as well. I haven't opened these. They have never been touched before. This is the first time. Brand new, all the plastic still on. The Demon Batman. Oh, he feels... Wow. The joints actually feel like they can move. Usually on the Batman Begins figures, they're kind of wearing a rubber suit so they can't do anything. But there's like that brief window of time where it's brand new and you can move the joints. But yes, Demon Batman. I'm going to take a look because I've never seen this guy in person. Wow.
Are we getting a Justin? We're getting a full first. This is a world premiere Justin reaction video. I feel like, my God.
He is a beauty. But it's not the only thing that comes in the box. We also get Scarecrow. So let's look at Scarecrow as well. Huh? All right. So same thing. It's got its own separate box. There's an image of Scarecrow on the front here. And yeah, Hot Toys 10th anniversary on the back, the cast and crew as they usually do. I wish they did more 2-packs, honestly. I don't know why they've stopped doing 2-packs. Oh, hello. Hello there. And
wow,
the Scarecrow.
Oh,
So I
that
think he
looks-
has a full suit under here, so you can take off the straight jacket if you want the less insane version of Scarecrow.
Wow.
But
that's very
yeah,
cool.
I'm really happy that I asked for these. I don't want to put them back in the box. I don't want to film the review. I just want to put them in the cabinet. But I know I have.
You have to film. You look. You have to film the review because I want to watch it. I want to watch that review.
Wow.
So that's amazing. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Az?
Sorry, did they ever do a horse that went with the Scarecrow?
They did not, but other people have made 1/6 scale horses. That's a good display idea, actually. Pop him on the horse.
Pop him on the horse.
There is a third-party company who's making an upgraded version, like a new version. And I'm pretty sure it comes with... his name is Cillian Murphy, right? I'm saying it right. I hope.
Yeah.
A Cillian Murphy head sculpt to go on it as well, because Hot Toys didn't do that, which is unfortunate because they could have killed it. But I'm pretty sure that third-party company is doing that. So anyway, whenever the third-party one comes out, I'll have him displayed in the suit with the Cillian Murphy head, and this one with the robes. Oh, here he is again.
Sorry,
Green Goblin.
I'm flying him over into a place where I can put him out of the way.
Oh, I love that figure. I hope they do Sandman next, and he'll have interchangeable arm pieces that are like shaped into like a sand mallet and a sand knife or some such.
Yeah, no, it's for these third-party figures are getting so good. They're just getting so good. I wanted to show something that this is an off-brand thing for me, but I saw this and I have to get this for a number of reasons. But there's a third-party company making this, which is so weird. Well, not really weird. This is a Julius Caesar figure, Gaius Julius Caesar, and it comes out and it's I don't know the company. I'll have to look and see who's making it. But if you get the deluxe version, it comes with the horse. So you can get Julius Caesar and get it on a 6-scale horse. And I love this head sculpt. I think it doesn't look like, it's not based on a movie or anything. It's just a figure. It's like a military figure, but I love Julius Caesar, and it's DID. Is that the so DID makes it? Is that who's making it? It looks really good.
I'm gonna have a look. I think it is.
I hope it's good.
Toys. I think it could be that.
Okay, it's not DID. They make mostly military stuff. What did you say, Az?
HY Toys.
HY Toys.
Don't know who they are, but hey.
Just for the record, it's pronounced Cillian Murphy.
Killian.
Oh,
Murphy.
okay.
Only Brits would know that. Right?
HY.
Is that Gaelic?
It's Irish. It's an Irish name.
HY Toys. They don't have an Instagram. They must be fairly new to the game. But
they're on the front page of 1/6 outfitters with new Caesars.
That's where I saw it. I'm like, I have to buy that.
Yeah.
And Toys Wonderland has them too.
all right, I am looking for him now. There's a lot of third-party Harley Quinns that have just been announced. An Arkham City one and a Margot Robbie-esque one that sort of looks like her but sort of doesn't. Wonder why the resurgence in Harley Quinn merch all of a sudden.
Well, there's that animated series, and then also Suicide Squad. The new Suicide Squad's coming out.
It was quite funny the other night. My wife said, "What if they did a reboot of Suicide Squad, but sort of just kept all the same cast?" And I was
Why
like,
did you say that, darling?
I was like, "Well, there is." And she's like, "No, but Will Smith isn't in it, so it doesn't count." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Did you ever get that figure? Did you get the Will Smith Suicide Squad figure?
I did, but I didn't review it, unfortunately. So maybe when Birds of Prey stuff comes out, I might do a retro review on Will Smith. Just recently, actually, this past weekend, we had a long weekend here in Australia, and it was my wife and I's. It was our first year anniversary together being married, so we went away, which is something that I didn't think was going to be possible in the COVID times, but luckily we could travel within Australia, and we went to Movie World, Warner Brothers Movie World. For those in the States who don't know, we don't have many theme parks down here, unfortunately. But we do have a Warner Brothers Movie World, which is kind of like Disneyland, but for DC. And they have because they shoot films there as well, they have a sound stage that's been converted into a studio showcase. So they had on display all of the screen-used suits from Shazam. So the entire family, Shazam family of suits.
Oh.
And they had Great Gatsby there, including his car, which was massive, by the way.
Yeah.
And they had Suicide Squad. They had the Joker's car. And they had all of the outfits, including Will Smith's Deadshot outfit. And those costumes look insanely good in person.
Mm.
I
like the outfit. I thought the Deadshot outfit was good.
Oh, yeah.
I thought so too.
Good.
Very authentic to the comics. So,
did they shoot Suicide Squad down in Australia? Is that why they're able to have some of the stuff there?
Not all of it, I don't think. I think they may have shot some. They don't shoot a lot of stuff down here, to be honest, unless it's financially viable because Australia is not that expensive. But they shot some of Aquaman down here, and then last time they had Aquaman on display, they had his yellow suit. Maybe they just flew it down. I honestly don't know how they got that Joker car here because that's not a small thing to fly down.
Right.
So they had that, and they also had Wonder Woman from the first film, her suit, which is starting to decay now, unfortunately, as movie props tend to do. The gold and the gold on the armor and the red is all starting to crack, and it's looking a bit nasty. And they also had Mad Max stuff from the later Mad Max film. They had all the vehicles, and they had most of the costumes, including Tom Hardy's costume there as well. So it was it was good to see. It was very good to see.
That's worth
in person. Big time. Unfortunately, most of the rides were closed. So that's all that we could do.
That's what you did.
Yeah, so I was happy when we went to the other end of the park and the studio showcase was open. I was like, okay, we only got to go on one ride, but I got to see all this movie stuff. I don't think Steph, my wife, was very happy because she likes the roller coasters, but I was happy. I took a lot of pictures of Shazam's suit and I sent it to a certain third-party company. I was like, hey, here's the reference just in case you want it.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think Hot Toys didn't do Shazam?
That is crazy. Why is it? I don't get that. I really don't understand why there wasn't at least a Shazam figure. And that was...
They've been burnt by DC before, I think, is the reason. And they were like, it might be good, it might not be good, or we don't want to take the risk, we'll wait for a second one. If it's good, they're going to make a second one, which they are, luckily. So I think they will. They were just being overly cautious because of what happened with some of the other DC films, and their product didn't really sell that well. So I think they will, and DC now is starting to prove itself as a more investable brand. Like they've gone and done the new DX19 Batman, for instance. So I think they're starting to realize, hey, we can do some DC stuff again. Everything's going to be all right. So I would expect to see some new DC figures when those films, eventually,
Black suit
whenever they
Superman.
happen.
So,
I would love a black suit Superman.
Yeah, come on.
There's a company that's releasing third-party, essentially rip-off.
I'm going to be reviewing that Superman, actually.
Superman Justice League.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna review that Superman?
Yeah, it's being shipped on Friday.
Right, because I'm actually thinking of picking one up to convert to a black suit
it.
Superman. Yes.
Oh yes.
So that's what I'm thinking, and then so we can have because I do my paint jobs. Black suit, get that silver S. Put the I-beam. Well, it comes with a head, so it doesn't matter. But you get the I-beam head for that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a super chat from Iconillis, who says, "Hail RMB, Az, and Justin. Do you know if Jazz Inc. pays licensing for their Star Wars products? I'm curious since they use third-party names like Justice Mobile, but they openly use official names for Star Wars stuff."
I think you've answered your own question almost there. No, everything Jazz Inc. Makes is unlicensed, including the Star Wars stuff. They are trying to slowly make their way into being a licensed brand by working with other brands that already have the license, because then they don't have to pay the licensing fees themselves, which is the best way to do it, because you don't have to shell out hundreds of thousands of dollars to license the brand if you're only going to make one thing that's very niche. But for now, they are unlicensed, including Star Wars. But their stuff is amazing.
I wish you could say what it is, because I'm not going to say what it is, but you did tell me about something they're pursuing a license for that made me salivate. But
yes.
I'm gonna vague YouTube that. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'll buy it.
Let me pose you two guys a question.
Oh yes,
it's always yes. But as you know, Robert, Justin, you might not know. With Chronicle Collectibles going down, I had a pre-order that I was paying off monthly for the Enterprise D. So I got an email saying it's no longer going to be made. We're going to refund you your money. Now that was a $2,000 Enterprise, and I had one payment left on it. So I got a refund of like $1,750 back. Now, there's a slight discrepancy in price, admittedly, but Jazz Inc., of course, are toying with the idea, and I don't know if they've decided not to go ahead, but they were toying with the idea of doing a Batwing from the Justice League film. Sorry,
I think they're going to do it.
Film.
I think they are going to do it.
Oh, because I've got the Justice Mobile on pre-order. It's nearly paid off. I've got the Bat Computer on pre-order, nearly paid off. I think I've only got 2 payments left on both. And, I thought, what great way to get myself further into debt than to potentially go with the Batwing, which is the size of my house.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, huge, dude. What is the answer on this show? The answer is always yes. Yes, you should, Yes, you should. There's no other answer. I mean, look, I've been paying off.
They will make it.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it too. I've been paying off the Snowspeeder. I ordered the Snowspeeder. I mean, and I've got the 66 Batmobile and the Millennium Falcon cockpit and the rest of the cargo bay. So.
Oh, well, I paid off the oh my god! I totally forgot. I paid off the Bat Signal.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's already paid off, so I just got to wait for that to be released. So I'm going to have the Bat Signal, the Bat Cave, the Justice Mobile.
Well,
I have all the figures from the Hot Toy 1 in 6s.
Well, you've answered your own question. You must. You must buy it.
I'm just gonna be in debt.
Don't shake.
Well,
your
what
head.
about when the Batman Forever one gets announced? Then it's going to be a whole new.
Man,
scenario.
I would love it if I love the Batman Forever Batmobile.
They are going to make it. I have confirmed. I was speaking to the owner of Jazz Inc. Over the last weekend, because at Movie World they used to have the screen used Batman Forever Batmobile there, and I said I'll get you reference pics, but unfortunately they moved it. So it's not there anymore. I don't know where.
Oh, you're joking me.
They had the boat there, the Batman Forever boat, but I don't know if anyone wants that, so I didn't take any pictures of the boat.
One of the great things about the Batman Forever Batmobile is how it lights up underneath, inside the ribbon. So I bet they're going to make it have lights too. And of course, with them releasing the Batman Forever figures, I mean, I'm really happy I have my Hot Toys Burt Ward and Adam West to go in that 66 Batmobile, because they've done such an amazing job with that.
And they're also doing the vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
It just looks incredible.
Yep.
That's their first figure, like actual 1/6 scale figure that they're making. So I'm curious as to who they're working with. I've never actually asked. I might, who they're working with to make the fabric and what type of body they're using from which company. But I'm really excited to get that vulture. That looks amazing.
And that's
the
something
wingspan is massive.
And Hot Toys decided not to make that, right? They were going to make it,
They were 100% going to make it. In fact, my supplier said it's confirmed. It's coming. They're making it. And then at the last second, they decided it's not viable. We're not going to do it. It's going to be too hard. So they didn't.
What about Mysterio? Are they still going to make the Mysterio figure?
Yeah. As soon as anything goes up for pre-order, that's locked in stone. They will make that, or they will go bust. But yeah, the Vulture. I don't know why they didn't. I would have been perfectly happy with it coming with no wings and just a cardboard backdrop with the suggestion of wings.
Okay.
But I don't think people would have been happy with that. And then I think that they thought, okay, well, it might not sell with the wings because the price point we have to price it is going to be hugely expensive. We need to sell in volume. So no, we're not going to do it. I think that's the reason why.
Jazz Inc. These guys are amazing because this is passion.
Yeah, they don't make much, if anything, to be honest. They break even most of the time. So, it takes a passionate person to do that sort of stuff, I guess. Yeah, especially if they were licensing it. They'll be in serious trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Glenn Taylor sends in a super chat, and he says, Rob, will they ever make a sexual chocolate hot toy? Sexual Chocolate is the band in Coming to America. We recently saw them come back in Coming to America too. I don't think that Eddie Murphy. I don't think Sexual Chocolate will ever be turned into, or the lead singer at least. I will not be able to put him next to Freddie Mercury, John Lennon, and the Blitzway Jimi Hendrix figure, which is sad. So I don't think that's going to be true.
They should have called that movie Coming to Zamunda, I think, because we saw 5 seconds of America.
Yeah, it's true. That and I would have been in for that. I would have been.
Yeah, me too. But I was expecting like we're going back to America for some reason. But no. Anyway,
what are you gonna do?
I won't. Yes.
Oilers Workshop says, I pre-ordered 2020 miles. What I don't know.
Oh yes,
2020 miles.
That's the suit from the game with the Daft Punk style helmet with that's the 2020 suit. Honestly, I don't like any of the suits from the Miles game except for just the normal Miles suit. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't find myself liking that cyberpunk style.
I kind of like that. I don't know why. I might have to get that
it's obscure, and I think that's why people like it. But it's like just. The white version of Miles' suit, I would love to see that. The white version looks fantastic.
Yeah. So this
weird stuff. I don't know.
I PO'd 2020 Miles and Bo-Katan this week. 3A Dr. BB got shipped from Big Bad Toy Store, and payment due for Jazz Inc.'s Vulture. Why not a super chat? Why not $4.99 more for your super chat? # get broke. Well, thank you, Oilers Workshop. You'll fit right in with this crew. So thank you for that.
How weird is that? We're just talking about the Vulture, and then somebody's
got it on PO.
Mr. Tickle Trunk sends in a super chat and says, "My favorite boys who groan at toys. Justin, those two absolute angels with hidden devil horns introduced me to your channel. So glad they did. Angels with devil horns." Terry Pennington Jr. sends in a tip and says, "Look at how far we've come technology-wise from using a quill pen and dip ink up until the early 1800s to now simply writing a short story using an iPhone, music, and my iPhone was all I needed for my short story entries in the short story contest." That's for the regular channel, for my regular channel. I'll read that on today's show. Norwegian Kryptonian asks, will there be 6-scale Snyder Cut Hot Toys? We were just addressing that, but what do you think? What about Dark Side, bruh?
I want it. Don't get me. I want it. It's whether a Hot Toys will pull the trigger on it. That's the
before
thing.
Funko and before McFarlane announced theirs, I would have said absolutely not. But even with all the issues and stuff going on with Ray Fisher, they still announced a 6-inch cyborg McFarlane.
What? McFarlane. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess if other companies are able to do Zack Snyder's Justice League figures, there's no reason why they can't. But I don't think, aside from a black suit Superman, I don't think we're going to see a Steppenwolf, and I don't think we're going to see a Darkseid, and I don't think we're going to see a Cyborg, unfortunately. However, that doesn't mean that now with the renewed interest in Justice League that nobody is going to make anything in 1/6 scale.
Right.
Yes.
I'm hoping Toys Era, please, you'll make some interesting stuff like the Juggernaut, massive, huge body. You can do a Darkseid, and you can do him well. So I'm hoping that we do get a Darkseid, because I've got my many Thanoses, my many Thanos figures in the collection. You need the big bad, the DC big bad represented as well. So I'm hoping someone makes Darkseid. At least.
I would snap that up in a heartbeat.
Me too.
Yep.
If you did a Darkseid, a Granny Goodness, a Desaad, a Steppenwolf.
Well, that's what they have to make it.
You'd cut yourself touching that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A New Gods, a whole New Gods movie.
I want to impale myself on it. You know?
Yeah. Look, I hope Hot Toys does all of the Eternals. I want all of the Eternals. I don't think they're going to do that.
That's a fairly safe bet, I think, because Marvel, if it's as good as everyone is saying it is going to be, I think that is a fairly safe bet, actually.
Because that's a lot of characters. I'd love to get them. I'd love to, and a Black Knight figure. You know, I'd love to get a Marvel Black Knight figure, which would be great. Peter Pacheco says, hi all. I just want to say great channel and insight on the figures. Great review, Justin, on the new Scarlet Witch and Vision. I pre-ordered both.
Thank you. It's a great video.
Oh.
And then we have Johnny Boy says, hello, you lovely crack pushers. I've got the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Justice League Superman with quite a few accessories, including the Heat Vision eyes. Recently, I acquired the Man of Steel version, which just has a different set of hands, but that didn't bother me. I wanted the Man of Steel Superman purely for the original grittier aesthetic look from that movie. Why people want figures because they have more accessories is baffling to me. I go for quality over quantity.
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly how you should look at it. I like coming on this show because there's so much positivity. Usually in the collecting realm, I guess in any type of niche hobby, there is going to be all the people who get mad as soon as anything is announced. But the amount of people that I'm like, oh, the Wanda's head sculpt is horrible, and I was like, sorry, what? Wanda's head sculpt is what?
What?
Yeah, and I was like.
Are we looking at the right? No, that's Vision you're looking at. No wonder it's the other one.
I got to tell you,
saying Vision is too buff. It's like, but I don't know if you've seen pictures of Paul Bettany in the suit on set, but I looked up a few, just not in the show, actually just on set in the suit, and he's padded out. They had a huge muscle suit on him, so no, he's not too buff. That's how he looked.
Right. I have to tell you, like Jetta Patrol, his channel, I watch his channel. He was talking about how he doesn't like the Qui-Gon Jinn Hot Toys head sculpt.
What?
And I was like, wait. Or wait, no, it wasn't Jetta Patrol. It was Denobi. I think it was Denobi.
Oh, Denobi, yes.
Denobi.
Yes.
And he was going off about how he didn't like the... And I'm like, what? How do you not like
that is an insanely good head sculpt.
I thought it was one of the best sculpts I've seen.
Or Bo-Katan.
Yeah. Oh, Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
looks
that head sculpt
great.
is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. I even had to put a picture of Katie Sackhoff next to the figure because people were like, it doesn't look anything like her. The jaw is too wide and the cheekbones are too high. And then I put her next to the figure and her jaw is actually wider and her cheekbones are sitting even higher. So it's like...
Yeah, it's
perfect, in my opinion.
By the way, talk about positivity. This comes from longtime viewer Throg. His name's Patrick, but Throg says, the Green Goblin from Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's universe, is crap. In any form. The toy, anything. It's crap. Sorry, it's just crap. I won't forgive Columbia Pictures for that travesty, even in a great toy form. Some people didn't like that Goblin. I understand. They want to see the...
Some people say Power Rangers. He looks like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear what he's saying. I mean, I really... Because the one that I've gone with is the classic.
Yes.
I think Willem Dafoe... I think I get what he's saying. Willem Dafoe is such a articulate actor. His eyes, his expressions. This guy's got a face, kind of like a face of rubber, kind of like a Jim Carrey. And he gives so much. He can perform so well without saying a word by it. And that's why I think an old school costume just would have worked so much better for that Green Goblin. But I get what they were trying to do, and I do think it looks fine. But yeah, to me, the Green Goblin is always going to be that little maniacal guy.
Yeah.
On the Goblin with his green, he's got green scaly outfit and purple tee and the pouch. That's when I saw the pouch on that OG one, I was just like, yes!
That was it.
Because I just remember getting the bombs from the pouch. I was like, come on, that's all I need, man. That's it. Perfect.
It's true.
I hope they do a Hobgoblin as well in the yellow and the blue.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Beautiful. An easy recoloring, reuse the head sculpt or tweak it slightly, obviously, and use the same glider. Do it. I might actually. I'll
make a call.
I'll let them know.
Glenn Taylor sends in a super chat and said, I ordered the Star Trek Discovery hot toy. When I opened the box, there was a dog turd inside, and it's the most realistic hot toy in my collection. Now,
I've never seen. I never seen that show. Is it not good?
It is. No, it's not good.
Don't.
This is coming from someone who enjoyed the Chris Pine era films, the J.J. Abrams films. I really like those films. So
you're young.
Is it not?
No,
are they also not good?
No, the first one's okay. The first 2009 J.J. Abrams movies, okay, but
I like Star Trek Beyond. I thought people liked that. Oh no,
it's really nice.
No,
not good. Okay, all right.
Stub McShave says, I missed the start of the show. Have you put up a warning and disclaimer about the financial risk and figure addiction of your show yet?
Well,
like WandaVision,
an intro made. So,
like WandaVision, we need an ad partway through. That's some era-specific ad that has a warning.
That's actually a really good idea.
May cause financial stress.
Might cause brokenness.
I'm totally gonna do that. Tall, Dark, and Gruesome sends in a super chat and says, recently took your advice and bought the rich man's suit and overcoat from 1/6 scale outfitters from my Ben Affleck head sculpt from Justice League. Can't wait. I mean, that's
is that the black one or the blue one?
It's black. It's
the
black, the overcoat and everything. It's beautiful.
I need to do that.
I think is that Toys Era? Is it Toys Era that makes it?
1/6 outfitters. Yeah.
Yeah, the one I bought at 1/6 scale outfitters, but the company that makes it. It's really, really good.
Okay, I need to get on that, I think.
And because the thing about that is, what's great about that suit is I love that Ben Affleck head sculpt, but I wasn't gonna use it. But now I will.
I did a stupid thing when I was putting together my custom Ben Affleck. I scratched up like the bottom of the neck, which you will never see, like just around the base of the neck. So of that Ben Affleck head sculpt, and being the OCD obsessed collector that I am, I bought another one, not to use, just to have a pristine one. So now I've got two Ben Affleck head sculpts that are both not being used for no reason whatsoever. I can't even with myself sometimes.
It's Pop Toys. It's Pop
yes.
Toys makes this suit, and
Pop Toys, yes,
it looks great. I mean, it really, really looks good.
All right, I need to get that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's good.
I got 3 payments left on the Justice Mobile, but I've only got 2 payments left on the computer.
But the computer's not out yet. They haven't put it out yet, have they?
I haven't heard much about that computer. When is it due?
I think it's a bit of a wait. I mean, they put so much on themselves too.
I wouldn't even know how to begin filming and reviewing that thing. It will be massive, I would imagine.
As long as they give me like a good week or 2 notice that it's going to be on its way, there's going to be a very specific place for it.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
That I want to like that. I want to this corner of the room. I want to convert into the Batcave.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
So that
Beautiful.
room is going to be the Justice League Batcave. I'm going to, I mean, what I'd like to do, just bear with me on this, boys, is use one of the potentially the third-party Robins, dirty up the suit,
Yes.
and paint on it. The joke's on you.
Yeah.
Put it into take off the head, take off the body, put it onto a mannequin, put it in the display case, have that in the Batcave. You know,
If only we saw that Robin in action, and then someone could make a figure of that Robin. That would have been so good. Just a 1 second flashback.
yeah, that's Dick Grayson. That's not Jason Todd. It's Dick Grayson in this world that got killed.
Interesting.
And that's actually Grayson's Robin that was killed. And yeah, so there's that. Oh, but I do have to buy the diorama base for the.
Yes,
you do. That base is amazing. Double-sided.
It's so cool.
That can lean right against the.
Danny Boy sends in. He's got some questions. He says, "I've got an opportunity to get a Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 6 neon tech suit in 6 scale.
No.
It's 2019 Toy Fair exclusive limited edition, selling at £300, $420 US. Not pre-owned, just surplus stock. Marvel figures don't float my boat as a rule, but the reason I want it is because it looks like it's been styled from Tron. And to me personally, that's really cool. Guys, what are your thoughts on this?
Don't get it.
I got some breaking news.
Oh.
Weta Workshop.
Have they announced their quarter scale statue or whatever it is?
Quarter scale Darkseid.
Oh, he's going to be so big.
You're kidding.
Quarter scale Darkseid.
Bruh. Wait a minute.
The greatest visible Darkseid is coming in 1/4 scale. Will reveal the rule of Apocalypse in a few short weeks. Sign up to be the first to know when the side cut villains and heroes land. Events at such and such. Hashtag Snyder Cut, hashtag sneak peek, hashtag collectibles, and they have sneak peeked a picture of Darkseid.
Okay, I'm going to throw the Darkseid picture up right now so people can see it. The quarter scale Darkseid photo. Boy, this looks pretty dope, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There are no girls here. Come on. No,
it will probably be a statue, though. Just bear that in mind.
Yeah, it's a statue, but here it is. This is what it looks like. I'm going to make him a little bigger so you can actually see. Let's get up close into the detail in the frame there. So here he is, bringing up that's the picture they put. This is the preview they've given us of the figure. There it is up there, and boy, wow, it looks pretty cool to me. I'll be very curious to see what they end up doing with this and how they end up doing. I'm sure it's not going to be cheap, but there you go. What do you guys think?
Oh, it will not be cheap. It will be very, very expensive.
So no Tron figure. We don't believe in that. Why not?
I've reviewed that particular one. If you're the best thing about Hot Toys is always the paint applications, right? One of the best things. That Tron figure is atrocious. It's unpainted black plastic, glossy plastic, which we all know as soon as you even look at unpainted glossy black plastic, it gets scratched up to all hell instantly. Mine, brand new out of the box, just removing that plastic film from off the top of it, hairline scratches all over the entire thing, which completely destroys the look of a glossy black thing. That, and it's a one, or there's 3 of them now, so it's not a one-off, but those 3, that's the end of that line. I don't think they're ever going to make any more Tron-style Iron Man figures. But if you do have all 3, I would say that's a pretty interesting Tron Iron Man collection, but just one on its own, it's not going to wow you the same way that a proper Mark 6 would wow you. That thing is a beauty and a work of art, but I don't think that black one's not going to excite you when you get it in hand. The yellow neon paint as well is kind of not all that vibrant. Little bit of like a greenish dull yellow. It's just steer clear of that one. Save the money for something more exciting, I would say.
S Beam sends in a super chat and says, Toys Wonderland has been a great source for me as a collector. I actually ordered my Endgame Thanos from them cheaper than Sideshow, but I've heard bad stories. I don't know what bad stories means. Does that mean about Toys Wonderland or about the Thanos?
He's a bad guy, yes. Thanos is a bad guy.
I think the most vocal collectors are always those who have something negative to say. I mean, I don't think people often sing praises for companies, so I think companies will have problems no matter who you go with. I have had many problems with Sideshow, but it is what it is, I say. The weird part is, though, that people come back to me and they're like, my order is stuck in customs. Can you do anything? And I'm like, please, if you're going to message me asking me where your order is, then just please don't order from Toys Wonderland. Just save me I can't help you. I literally just order from them like every other customer. I just happen to get a discount because I promote their site. So
I have to say that I've only bought 2 things from them, but I thought their service was exemplary. I've been very happy with the only thing I have to complain about is shipping costs, but that's not their fault.
Yes, from Hong Kong it can be pricey. Luckily to here it's not that bad because Hong Kong is like 1 8-hour flight from Melbourne, so it's not that bad. But to the States it's a little bit further. Just a
tad further.
I bought my Green Goblin actually from Toys Wonderland, not from.
Hey.
Oh no, sorry, Toys Era. I actually got it from Toys Wonderland. But yeah, that's where I got the order my Green Goblin, and I also ordered the. Oh my god, my brain's going already dead.
Should we play charades? 2 words.
Yeah.
What's it from?
Movie maker? Big.
Homelander.
Oh,
Homelander.
Yeah, that was TV, by the way. That's TV. That in charades. But yeah, I got my Homelander and Green Goblin actually from Toys Wonderland.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm just having here's another one. Here's the third order. What's this one? Oh no, that's the Green Goblin repeat.
I think the So Toys Green Arrow, the CW Green Arrow, is coming out soon, which will be nicely timed with the eventual release of the Hot Toys CW Flash, I hope. So that's going to be an interesting little CW collection. I'm not a huge fan of the CW stuff. Like I liked season 1 of the Arrow and maybe season 2.
Oh,
Flash, I don't know. It kind of didn't excite me all that much. I am enjoying Superman, though. Superman and
yes,
great.
Yeah, it's been great. Danny Boy sends in another tip and says, when I pre-ordered the Sonic Suit Batman and Robin 6-scale figures, I also pre-ordered Batgirl from Arkham Knight. I think, as Justin mentioned, just waiting to make my final payment. Yeah, we don't know when Batgirl's coming out, do we?
We can get a rough idea. So if I go back and have a look at my figure preview videos, let's have a look. That should give us an idea because stuff has actually come out that was announced after Batgirl. Figure preview. Let's have a look. When did Batgirl's video? Okay, Batgirl was.
This is going to be a fun game to play.
Batgirl was actually before Beskar Mando, before The Child, before Spider-Armor Mark IV Spider-Man. So she should be out, I would think, relatively soon. When did I release this video?
I've had so many things since.
11 months ago.
I pre-ordered my Batgirl on March 27th, 2020. So nearly a whole year ago.
Nearly a year. So it's about that time. Hot Toys. Someone pick up the phone to Hot Toys and let them know, hey, if you want to release Batgirl now, it's about time.
Come on.
Have you seen the Batman Beyond, Justin? I have that on order. Yeah. I really want that.
Where's that?
I've seen him in person. He was even before Batgirl, actually, a couple of days before Batgirl. So I would expect that Arkham stuff to be rolling around soon. Although something that was before even them, the rise of Skywalker, Kylo and Rey, I would have thought that they would have been out by now and like forgotten. Like, not that I hate the sequel trilogy. I just want to move on from those figures because people don't really watch those videos, and I would put them in the display, and then that's a sequel trilogy. You know, signed, sealed, delivered. It's done. It's in the display now. I don't know why they are not out. Like, finish it off. Get them done. Get them over and done with. God damn it.
The Batman Beyond, I pre-ordered on the 23rd of January 2020.
Wow.
This is a year and 2 months I've been waiting for this big boy.
So I would expect him
this one.
He's a beauty.
Yes. Yeah. He's magnificent.
Yeah, great stuff.
That is magnificent.
Prime Wolf sends in a super chat and says, You're my three worst influences.
Or best.
Or laugh out loud, my MK85 comes in tomorrow, boys, and I'm sharing the blame with the four of us. Well,
which one? The 85?
The 85.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
What a figure that is, too.
I love the Mark 85.
Oh, it's
so
amazing.
Good. Chris Rhodes, ooh. It's not Hot Toys, but I just pulled the trigger on 2 Iron Studios 1/10 scale statues, the first Avenger Cap and the Endgame Iron Man Mark 85. Those are nice statues. I like those Iron Studio statues.
Speaking of statues, I was just reached out to by a company that makes statue-type things. I'm not sure if you've heard of Queen Studios. Have you heard of Queen Studios?
No.
They are a smaller company based in Hong Kong, but they make 1-to-1 scale busts with real silicon skin that are absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, I've seen pictures of this.
Yes. So they said to me, hey, we're a small company, so we can't afford to send you one, but a collector who is also in Melbourne is getting one, and he's agreed to let us ship it to you first to review and then ship it on to him. And it's Wonder Woman.
Why?
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, okay, if you want to send it, I've never reviewed anything like a human, the size of a human before, but I will try my best to do your product justice.
Reviewed a human head before.
Wow, do you have to like style her hair? Does she have to have hair and makeup before you shoot her?
I don't know.
Like, how's that going to work?
I've never looked at anything like that before. I'm curious more than anything from a technical perspective how I'm going to review that because I still want to do the white background. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm excited to give it a try, and I really want to see it in person because it looks as pretty much as real as you can get to a person in 1-to-1 scale. She's doing the Wonder Woman, cross arms pose. I'm very excited to see it.
Wow, that's going to be cool.
Real life. Oh yes.
Ironcaster says, "Evening, gents. I just got my Kickstarter Spawn figure." Which is cool.
Oh, McFarlane, nice.
Yeah, and new Dinobot from Transformers. Happy collecting.
Oh,
Dinobot,
go ahead. Sorry.
Beast Wars Dinobot or Studio Series Grimlock? Those are both coming out.
Yeah, it just says Dinobot. Star Trek.
All Dinobots are good.
Sorry, why hasn't there been 1 in 6? Watch Black Cat.
There's a third-party one, actually. Just a classic skin suit, black skin-tight suit, white hair, just black cat. I can see if I can find out who made that thing. But there hasn't been based off any pre-existing media, which I honestly don't know why. The PS4 game version of Black Cat, I would have thought somebody would have made that. 1/6 black.
Why hasn't there been... Okay, all right.
Here it is. Surprisingly, they call her Catwoman. And she's made by a company called Very Cool. So Black Cat Custom. I'm not sure if you can see it. You can probably look it up in your own
That
time,
looks pretty good.
It's not bad. It looks pretty decent. Although it doesn't come with a body, and some people have chosen some bodies that don't necessarily fit the outfit entirely.
That's okay,
So anyway, just
boobs. You can go down the size.
Let's see. Star Trekker 58 says Movie World set up Diagon Alley in full. Hogwarts Express was there when the Harry Potter movie came out. So cool at the time. Our daughter was 10. That's got to be cool.
I wish they did more. Like, all I want from a movie world or like a DC type world is literally just make it Gotham. Like, you go in and then you are in Gotham. Like, people are walking around in GCPD stuff. It's dark and dingy and grimy. Like, they have a couple of areas that are like that. Like, they've got the 89 Batmobile, like the actual 89 Batmobile there, and it's in a faux area that has Gotham City Hall, and it looks like the steps in 89 Batman. But, like, that's it. Like, I want to go to Crime Alley, and I want to see a faux Wayne Tower. Like, you know, all of that stuff. But it's not. It's kind of like they've got the Daily Planet down one end of like the main hall, and they've got, you know, a couple of superheroes roaming around, but they look like really bad cosplay, like not good cosplay, like really bad cosplay. They used to have Batman when those films were coming out, and I was a kid and I went there. They used to have people in the Val Kilmer bat suit and the Chris O'Donnell Robin suit, and those were awesome because they were like identical to the film used suits. And then when Batman Begins was coming out, they used to do a parade where the Tumbler would drive down the main street, and then they would do a fight scene with someone in the Batman Begins suit versus the League of Shadows ninjas, and that was awesome. But now it's like they don't do any of that, and it felt a little bit sad, to be honest. Like, just being there. I wish they just made a mini Gotham like they do for at Universal Studios, like the Harry Potter world, and you're walking down the cobblestone paths.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So I don't know. It's just logical to me.
It is. Just make a mini Gotham, and have people get mugged every now and then.
God, just shoot one of the tourists every so often.
Or turn it into a giant roller rink like in Batman and Robin, where you get to skate all through the city. Skate. S Beam says. S Beam says, Justin, it's good to hear that we have the same point of view on the Wanda and Bo-Katan figures. I enjoy this show greatly. Thank you, Robin, as well. Well, S Beam, thank you. I'm glad. I mean, I don't understand how people don't like the Wanda and the Bo-Katan figures. I mean, I understand.
I literally cannot.
It's such a weird thing to me because I think, was it you who pointed out that, Justin, that, you know, people's faces are constantly moving. And when you see a frozen version of a face, you know, it doesn't, obviously it's not animated, it's not moving, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look like the person. You're just catching them at one moment.
Split second,
Rob,
like on.
Could you do us a favor? Could you bring up the Scarlet Witch imagery, and then can you just go on Sideshow? And then just go to the one where she's posing in the air, where they're doing the bit from the season finale of WandaVision.
Hang on. Let's see.
When you click on the imagery on Sideshow, I think it's the first one that should pop up.
The other thing is the hair. Like, people really, I don't know why they're still divided about rooted versus sculpted hair, but another big thing that, I don't know which video I mentioned it, I think it was a Scarlet Witch one. Another big thing about capturing the likeness of someone is capturing their hairstyle. And if you put out a rooted hair figure and you're in a humid climate, it goes all frizzy and looks ridiculous, that figure then no longer perfectly captures the look of that character from that film. So I think that sculpted, being able to literally perfectly capture the face and the hairstyle, I think is incredibly important to making it look as good as it can. So I'm glad that they're not doing rooted hair anymore.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, well, for instance, I don't know, the first one I picked up that is here, let me get it up here. If you look at these things, to me, the thing is, she's not smiling, or she's not, you know, they've got kind of there's this pose. I don't know if you can see this. This is the very first pose that they had of her, and then you've got this pose of the two of them together, and I think that, and then I'll put up another. Let me put up.
Me with a sane voice in your mouth that does not look like Elizabeth Olsen. I mean, like a dead ringer.
It doesn't look like her as it is her.
It literally
is her.
Well, what I love about it too is that they've made, look, everyone knows I've got my Tonner doll comic book version, my quarter scale Tonner doll of Wanda here. They've actually made this costume with the headpiece look viable in the real world space, real world space, and I think that's the tough thing that we have to. They did it. I mean, they did it.
Ironhead Studio made that suit, and they've made a couple of. They actually made the White Vision suit as well, but they were the people who engineered a way for Ben Affleck to move his head in his cowl, so they made the neck area be able to actually turn, which had never been done before for Batman.
Yeah.
You've got the bat turn. So they did an amazing job with Wanda's costume, translating that to a real life thing. I'm just curious if she will keep that costume, which I think she will, or if she's going to wear something else in Doctor Strange, because she's been known to have a costume and then, 1 second later it's back to the red trench coat.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be curious to see. By the way, Danny Boy sends in a tip and says, guys, you can sign up for notifications on the Weta Workshop for their Zack Snyder Justice League figures. Their website's promo page was a work in progress Superman. Oh yeah, they put the work in. They're doing a quarter scale Superman in the black suit figure, I think. Now it's a glowing, red-eyed, menacing Steppenwolf. I guess they keep changing. We'll have to look for that.
Steppenwolf, or does he mean that dark side?
Maybe they might have meant dark side.
Yeah.
Andrew Matthews sends in a super chat and says, "As show the Batwoman Batmobile to Justine." I don't know what that means.
I actually I get that a lot. For some reason, people put E's on the end of my name. Actually, my aunt, for the longest time when I was a kid, would put E's on the end of my birthday cards, and that would piss my parents off to no end. But yes. I don't know why people decide to do that, but it is Justin without the E.
I think you can Google it for yourself, Justin. But yeah, if you put Batwoman Batmobile and
okay,
well,
let me have a look. What is it bad?
Let's just say the
I haven't bothered after I watched your review of the first 2 episodes. I didn't even bother watching the show.
No, it's not so good. It's the most low rent thing that you could possibly imagine on TV.
Oh God, that's the car?
Yes.
It's a Corvette.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
That really?
With an orange.
Movie World did better than that. Even Movie World did better than that. Honestly, that is lazy.
Look at the 1966 Batmobile, for goodness sake. Look at that beauty.
That's what I don't like about some of the CW stuff is that you have to focus on sort of what makes the characters the characters, I think. And that's what I think they're doing well with Superman and Lois, is that new style of filming that they've seemed to have adopted. Hopefully they continue that, and that the color grading and whatnot, which makes it look very cinematic. Whereas stuff like Batwoman, where the cheap CGI and the cheap props and it doesn't.
And the cheap writing.
Yeah.
Cheaper writing. Good God, that is some dime store stuff that they're purchasing for the writing stuff.
By the way, Danny Boy says, "Damn it, Rob! I thought the Weta Workshop picture was a close-up of Steppenwolf. Now you've displayed the full headshot. I realize it's Darkseid. I'll have to get my eyes tested again. Bummer." Robert Pariso says, "I'm literally waiting for my Mythos Obi-Wan 6-scale hot. It's not a hot toy. That's a sideshow, but it's great. The Mythos Obi-Wan. Yeah,
mine arrives tomorrow.
I'm thinking about getting that. Maybe
it's great. I have that.
That's the thing that I hoped that would come today, but it didn't.
It's really good.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah. And then Priso says, as the Prime 1 Bermejo? Is that
Lee Bermejo?
Yeah.
Bermejo. Bermejo Joker is 1/3 scale.
There is a 1/6 scale figure of that Joker, which I have actually reviewed, and it is a work of art. I love that Joker. Yes, it's made by Darth Toys. Check it out. It is well worth looking at. It comes with a camera, a really long gun. It comes with a custom display base that has Arkham Asylum on it, and Joker. It is fantastic. The trench coat is fully wired, and you can pose him up doing the Killing Joke style with the camera. I love that custom figure. And the idiot I am, I sold it.
Oh, Lee Majo is the one that he did the Batman.
Noel.
Hmm?
And Batman Noel.
Yeah, Batman Noel. Yeah.
Danny Boy says, by the way, thank you to Justin for the advice on the Neon Iron Man. It looks really cool, but I will give it a miss.
Yes, you will be disappointed. Pick up. There are a lot of other Iron Man figures. Take that money you were going to spend on the Neon Tech Iron Man and pick up the Mark 85 Battle Damage when that comes out. That is going to blow your mind. That is going to be a work of art.
I can't believe that.
S Beam says 1/6 scale third Doctor paid off anyone else getting him. That would be Doctor Who, the third Doctor.
Yeah, that'd be
Big
Pertwee
Chief Studios.
John. Yeah, that's Big Chief. Big Chief.
Yeah, Gary's got it.
Yeah. Guess he does. I love that he sent us that video last week showing all of his Doctor Who figures. Danny Boy goes on and says, yep, as I pre-ordered Batman Beyond at the start of the year. As did I. Can't wait to get that.
I hope it is soon. I do know that Team Suit Tony and Quarter Scale Spidey are coming out next, hopefully this week. I'm hoping that Quarter Scale Spidey is this week. I cannot wait to see that. He might actually go on the top here, I think. This space is looking a little bit...
Wait, Quarter Scale Spidey, the Hot Toys Quarter Scale Spidey?
Yeah.
I ordered that as well.
Nice.
I ordered the Deluxe. Yeah, I can't wait to get that.
We've all ordered
really excited.
Matt Lyons says, I shouldn't watch this show. I just pre-ordered the DX-19, the Batman sonar suit, and the Scarlet Witch for my daughter. I'm bringing her down with me. Great show, guys. And then Matt goes on to say, will we get Wanda in the Halloween outfit? That could also... Do you know what? The Halloween outfit and the White Vision, I bet, will both be Toy Fair exclusives.
I'm really hoping we get Wanda and Vision in their Halloween costumes as a 2-pack. Or even, this will never happen, but a 3-pack with the fake Quicksilver in his Halloween costume as well.
That's going to be a third party. Release.
Yeah, that'll be third party.
I hope so. There, So Toys and Toy Zero have both made. Is his name Evan Peters? I think it is.
Yes.
They both made his sculpt in various forms. So they have the sculpt there. All they need to do now is just retool the hair and do the outfit. Just get it done. Get it done.
Andrew Matthews says, sorry for the typo, Justin. The eyelashes on the Batmobile is the best bit.
They didn't.
The bat, yeah.
If you see it front on,
they didn't.
They've tried to give like the light bat wings, and it just looks like eyelashes over the eye.
It does.
Yep.
I have no word. Jazzink, don't make that one.
Less 454,000 people are watching that show. Folks.
Wow.
And it's easy to see. And I was going to say it's easy to see why. I still think it's too many.
More than that, have watched my Iron Man review, and that is so sad.
Well,
wow.
So, I mean, what do you think? Obviously, the Mandalorian is going to be the gift that keeps on giving in terms of getting more figures. Yes. Where do you think a sideshow, I would say because they're distributors, but where do you think that Hot Toys now, with all this Marvel stuff coming out, do you think Hot Toys is going to make figures from every show? Because I got to tell you, I want a Moon Knight Hot Toys figure more than anything else in the world, whatever that costume's going to look like.
I think they will. And I think, Falcon Winter Soldier is coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they're not going to go broad, but not very deep. So I think they're going to do the main characters, like we're seeing Wanda and Vision, and they very, very well may not do a White Vision and a Halloween costume set. I hope they do, but they very well may not, and they'll just do the main characters from each show. There's Wanda and Vision, there's Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I would love a Baron Zemo.
Yep.
I hope they don't go very, surface level, but I think they will. And I think that's what's going to be coming. Whenever a new show or a new Marvel thing comes out, you can bet that Hot Toys are going to be there because Marvel, especially in Hong Kong, it sells.
Yeah, I mean they're amazing, and I look. I like one of my favorite Hot Toys figures is the Ben Kingsley Mandarin from Iron Man 3. Even though he turned out to not be the real villain, that is a great figure, and he comes with a chair. And I just
and it's
like
a 1/6 scale Ben Kingsley.
And the outfit is incredible. I don't know if anyone bought it, but I mean,
No.
I think it's a hilarious figure. I mean, you can still pick it up really easily on the secondary market. By the way,
Yep.
I did have another something to show.
Oh,
Another DX figure.
Well, the Mandarin is coming to the Marvel Universe. The
is
proper
it Michael Jackson?
This
The DX10.
The
I
DX
love DX10.
This is
the only Hot Toys figure with real leather outfit.
Ooh.
oh, I did not know that.
Give it a smell.
Wow. Well,
Yes.
you know, look. By the way, I do love that this box looks like a leather jacket.
It is one of their very best. I love the DX10.
Yeah. See, I didn't know if you had that, but I wanted to open it up because
Two actually.
I actually bought a 6 scale model of a Harley Davidson Fat Boy
The
low.
Tamiya one.
Yes, to go on this figure, and because they didn't make a bike for him, but you know, Justin, if you've already reviewed this, I'll show it because now I've shown it. But here's the figure, and again, why I don't have this out here? I'll
God, that head sculpt was great.
yeah. So here's the figure, and you know, this is an older. These DX figures are older, so they figured out the paint ops to make it look more like skin. But this is a really, I mean, this figure it's really, really good, and I really love it. And I've got a lot of these Terminator figures, but I guess I won't open all the stuff. But this is just a great figure, and like you pointed out, Justin, the other day, this has the purrs, so you can move his eyes. That's what this is. Yeah, me too. So you can't really. It's hard to see, but it's really hard to see close up. But let me see if I can get it up there. Yeah. So that, I mean, I do love the purse thing, like the Michael Keaton, obviously Batman, the Joker, all the DX figures had this. I thought this was a great feature. I mean, I love this feature. And
I wish they would. Honestly, I wish they would do that with pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. Obviously, there's a whole mechanism inside the head that makes it prohibitive to do so. I didn't realize this does smell like leather.
Yeah, it's real leather.
It's real.
It looks like it as well.
I mean, again, yeah. I mean, this jacket. What a great figure. This is a great figure. I forgot how great this figure is. And again, you know, if I ever get my Maji cases, then I'll put them all up in there.
They'll arrive eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, whenever. I've got those on pre-order too. I like those cases. I was looking around, like, I love your glass cases, but shipping them is very expensive if you're gonna.
I did want to change to Modu cases eventually, so I may very well do that. I spoke to the people who manufacture my cabinets because they called me up recently and said, "Hey, would you like to review our cabinets?" And I said, "How on earth would that work?" And they said, "Well, we'll send you one a month, and you review the cabinet, then you can keep it." And I was like, "Well, I don't have space for that." Number two, what can I really say about a glass cabinet? And I said, "But do you engineer your own cabinets?" And they said, "Yeah, well, we do all the designs in house." I said, "Well, take a look at Modu Case and see if you can figure out something like that, and then we'll talk."
I can't find anywhere decent in the UK.
It's very hard. It is very hard.
I mean, I looked up. I used to have this great custom built case. It wasn't mine in my old office I was using. I loved it so much, and I had it was the only time in my life I had all of my Hot Toys in this beautiful illuminated case, and I was.
I think I've seen a video of your old your collection video.
Yeah. It's my old. That's exactly what it is. That was my old collection video. I didn't have all my figures by any means in that case, but I loved that case. I mean, that case was awesome. It was really heavy, and I had my quarter scale figures up on top. And what I loved about it was, and I realized this. Because it was facing my desk, so I was always looking right at my case. I would walk in my office in the morning, and I would turn on my case, and all the figures would be illuminated. And what I realized that they did for me was, whenever I looked at a specific figure, it would make me think of a movie or a scene or something. And I was actually working on making a film at this point, and I was planning out shots, and I'd be like, oh yeah, there's this shot in this movie. And it was whatever figure I looked at that would inspire those thoughts. And that's why, and I want to do that. Like right here, there's a wall. Now it's got all my Blu-rays on it, a lot of Blu-rays, but I'm going to get those Maja cases, and I'm going to, it'll probably fit my entire collection, because I don't have nearly as many as you do, Justin. But I want to have that because it's silly to me to have these figures in boxes, to own them and they're not out. Like, that's why I watch your collection video, and I'm like, I want to walk into a room and have all of my figures out, so you can see them. Because when you're working on things, they're very evocative when you look at them all together. And the Maja cases are really neat. I mean, I don't know if I wish they'd make them in something other than black, but black's fine. You know, they're still great.
I just wish they didn't take so long to manufacture. The whole idea about it being modular, I would have thought, would have been to speed up production. But I think they manufacture on a per order basis rather than just having the modular like rails in stock or whatever, which, I don't know, I guess it's better from a business sense, but it would deter customers. So maybe, I don't know. I just wish they had them in stock and you could just be like, okay, I want to get this size and here it is.
Well, I agree too. Like, you pull the trigger and like the ones I ordered from Maja cases aren't going to be there until fourth quarter of this year. Oh, and I'm like, Hot Toys has a few cases. They say if you pre-order them, they're going to be ready in March or April, but they don't have all they've got the cubes. Like, I want to get the DX 120s, which are, I want to get 3 of the DX 120s and stack them, and then 6 of the 60s and put them on either end. I saw somebody do that display, and that looked nice because I want to be able to put I can't wait to be able to put my Batmobile, you know, the 89 Batmobile in a case, and be able to put the Jazz Inc. Land Speeder in a case. And also the Jazz Inc. One of the things I like about the Maja cases is you can put like the Jazz Inc. cargo hold, the Falcon cargo hold.
That would look awesome.
It would look unbelievable. And now I just have to figure out a way to take the power out of the Jazz Inc. stuff, and rather than make it battery powered, hook it up to like a USB thing so you can plug it in. So when you turn
check out Fusion Reactors on Facebook. They make like their faux batteries that are just, they go in a battery compartment and then you just plug them into a USB. He's an Aussie guy, actually. He lives in Sydney.
Oh, I love that.
He does them for Iron Man figures as well. So you can pop that, but that means there'll be wires, obviously. But you can plug them into a USB and then when you turn on your collection, all of your figures will light up as well. And one day I'm going to do that.
That's the way to go. Yeah. Jason Reeder, it's either Reeder or Ryder, Joseph Ryder, says, how can Hot Toys continue to make Star Wars figures when 1, it's a recession with COVID, and 2, the sequel's bombed, and 3, there's such high price points? By the way, I own every one of them. I think you just answered your own question. They're also great.
People like their indulgences, right? I mean, especially people who are in this niche that we're in, the high-end collecting hobby. You'll find that they'll find a way. Collectors find a way.
Yeah. Paul Lewis says, hey, Rob, great show as usual. Please ask Justin how many more figures he needs before he has to move into a new house.
Justin just moved into a new house, so hopefully he's got a while. But yeah, the collection looks like it is completely full, but I promise you there is so much more room in like various different spots and spaces. There is a lot more room in that room. Plus, this studio, this is just a backdrop. Like, this wall is completely bare on that side, and then that wall's completely bare on the other side. So I got a whole nother room, baby. Don't you worry. Heaps more space.
Is that an IKEA shelf behind you?
This is the Kallax. So there's 2 Kallaxes, and then I put a light strip down the back. I actually copied Get Patrol's live stream studio display, although he's changed his now. So I guess I don't have to say I've copied anyone.
He's moving. He's the other guy that I watch all the time too. I like him. You guys have streamed together, right?
Yes, we'll be doing one again soon, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will see about that.
Prime Wolf sends in a super chat and says, "Any advice where I can get a good Wolverine?" Well, Hot Toys has made, I think, 2 good Wolverines. I really like the the Days of Future Past that I showed, and I really like. Yeah, that's the best one. And I do like the Wolverine when he has the black suit with the tie. I love that. Yeah. So
those 2 are excellent.
Yeah, those are great figures. I know, as you have to get going because we're almost at 2. I can't believe this show's been going for almost 2.5 hours. That's the most insane. I can't believe that we should have a beer. We should be at a pub right now having the same conversation. I can't believe.
Well, it's 9 o'clock in the morning here, so probably not. I just had my tea, so I'll stick with the tea at this hour.
Well, there you go. I appreciate you getting up to do this. That's very nice of you, Justin.
No, it's totally fine. I love doing this show.
This is so much fun to do this with you guys. I mean, again, as we're back on your channel next week. I mean,
yeah, it's not stopping, is it?
No,
I'll have to get you guys over onto my channel at some point.
Yeah, well, we got to come over onto your channel. I mean, that would be amazing.
We'll put stupid o'clock. That'd be great.
Yeah.
No, I still have to stream at a reasonable hour for the US, unfortunately. So no matter which way I do it, I've got to stream for the US because about 60% of my viewership is based in the US. Which you guys, I don't know if you've heard of it. You would have that email that Google sent out about they're going to tax creators outside of the US but pay US tax. So I'm curious to see how that's all going to work.
Well, my manager immediately got in contact with us.
Yes,
because a lot of people have been sending him emails.
Of course,
there is actually a treaty. I mean, is this
going
to
help? There is,
but there's a treaty between the UK and the US.
Yes.
So I'm going to be okay.
Unfortunately, in Australia, there is
Australians. I don't know. So I'm not trying to be I'm all right, Jack. But I've actually filled in my form today, and because of the treaty and clause 12.1?
Yes, yes,
yeah.
We have something similar, but we've still I think UK comes to 0%. We've still got to pay 5%, which is not. It's fine. It's not nothing, obviously, but I'm just curious how I would lodge. How I would lodge a U.S. tax return, not being a resident of the United States. It's just such a curious thing for me.
Well, I don't. How can they for those of you who don't know, people who don't know, there was something. I even got a thing in the mail that said I'm going to have to pay taxes for Spain and France.
Wow,
for streaming. Now I don't understand. I'm streaming from the U.S.
and you're being paid to the U.S.
Yeah, and also there are obviously people when they send you super chats or when they send you tips or whatever, all that stuff gets accumulated and accounted for. But how does YouTube? I'm just streaming on YouTube from my house. How is it that they're going to make us or make anyone pay taxes, U.S. taxes, if you're just logging on to the internet? So you're using YouTube's infrastructure that you're already paying for. So if people don't know, YouTube, when you send in a super chat, they take 30%?
They take a cut. Yep. They
take 30%, which I have no problem with, and they take 50% of ad revenue. Mm-hmm. So, and I have no problem. YouTube's built this amazing technology that I have no problem paying for. If you're monetized, paying for that. But But the idea that you have to pay international tax for it seems ludicrous to me. Why does anybody who's you're already paying to use YouTube's platform, why should you have to pay anything more than you already pay? You're making them money.
I thought that you would just pay your local taxes in whichever country. Like, I would just pay Australian tax on all earnings that I'm paid because I'm being paid to Australia.
Yep.
Like any Australian company, if you sell goods overseas, any revenue that you get, you don't pay tax in the country that you sold the stuff in. You pay tax in the country that you get your earnings in, right? But anyway, if they want to play it like that, then I guess I only have to pay tax on the views that are from Australia, which is like 1% of my viewership. So anyway, I'll speak to my accountant about that, I guess.
Yeah.
It's really bizarre.
I got to bouncy.
Yes.
I'm afraid.
Well, why don't we all say goodbye? I want to thank both my guests, Az and Justin. Az is obviously Az. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me currently on Twitter until something better comes along because the shutdown at HeelsvsBabyFace, and of course here on YouTube, HeelsvsBabyFace, and we'll be back on. Like Justin, you're always welcome to come on my channel as well, sir.
If you want to have me, I'll come on, no problem.
Oh, fantastic! I'd love to have you on, sir.
And
we're back on. Oh, there we go. I got to bounce.
So you bounce, you go, disappear. Justin, I'm going to put you on. Why not? Justin, where can people find your amazing channel? By the way, I just want to, because people say, I would like to give a warning. This channel, the Burnettwork and Robservations must give a warning that if any of you
disclaimer
go visit Justin's channel, Justin's collection on YouTube, I am not responsible for anything bad that might happen to you or the relationships you have with your significant other when you start hiding the boxes that you get shipped to you from all over the world. This is not my problem. So I just want that said. Now that I've said that, Justin, and I've offered this disclaimer, please, where can people find you on the internet?
You do need the disclaimer. I should probably put a disclaimer on my links. Be careful, this may encourage spending. But you can find me on YouTube, Justin's Collection, on Instagram as well, same thing, Justin's Collection, and also on Facebook, Justin's Collection.
Now, have you ever thought of giving or starting like an action figure advice channel where people can call you about things that they might want? They're like giving because I've noticed when people write in here on this channel now, people have asked for advice. You should do a live stream where it's Justin's action figure therapy or something, and
it's funny you should ask. Actually, it's funny you should ask, Rob, because starting next week I'll be doing 2 live shows a week, and one of those is going to be basically what you said, like a Q&A type stream. So literally any questions related to Hot Toys or third party stuff or whatever it might be, they will be able to ask the question, and I try my best to answer as many comments as possible. So hopefully people can get their questions answered, because they at the moment, now that I haven't really done much live stuff because I didn't have the studio set up, and also I didn't have internet until like a week ago. I haven't been doing many live streams. So yes, I will be doing that, and hopefully that should help a few people who have questions, because I know there are a lot of people just getting into the hobby, like they've never collected anything 1/6 scale before. So there are a lot of questions. I get it. I totally get it.
So where can people find you? Your channel is obviously Justin's Collection on YouTube.
Yes, correct.
Now, how often do you post? It seems like you've been posting a video almost every day now.
Yeah, I try to post every day, unless it's like a big video, like I just did the last to first list of every figure released in 2020.
Oh, that was great.
I gave that like a... Thank you. Did you like the cinematic style intro with the dolly shots?
Yes, I did. I did.
Thank you very much.
I did. Yeah. Well, your videos pop up all the time.
Yes, I try and post every day, unless it's a big one like that. I like to give it a 1-day buffer so people can digest, because they're a longer format. But yeah, I try and post every single day. It's I love doing it. It's fun.
No, it's great. It's fantastic. Well, listen, I will let you go. I will say goodbye to you, sir, and thank you once again for coming on. And,
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I will say goodbye to you, Justin. Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentle beings, kind souls, from everyone across this galaxy, the 28 known galaxies, this planet, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being a part of this show. And it's great to have you. And I want to I can't even speak. I'm just so excited. I want to thank my moderating staff, beginning with Mike Bodden and the Richard. We've got moderators Louise X Sparrow is here. Robert Pariso is here. Brian Hepburn is here. Bunyan Snipe is here from the UK. I love saying that he's from the UK because he is. 2 people from the UK. I want to thank all of them for the hard work that they do, and they make this channel much more inclusive and inviting for everyone. And I want to thank all of you for generously supporting the channel through tips and super chats. If you like these chats, please hit like, please hit the notification button, subscribe, and all of that. We will be back next week on Az's channel for What Toys, and and I'm going on a stream. There will be no Robservations today, but I'm going on another stream with the Zod Rider at 3 o'clock. It's a charity stream where we are raising money for childhood diabetes to combat that. And I will tell you, let's see if I can find where it is. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be at 3 o'clock, but let me find out so I can tell you if you'd like to go over and see us on that stream. We're going to be talking about the Snyder Cut, and it should be very interesting because, you know, the Snyder Cut, we are a week away from the Snyder Cut, which is pretty amazing. So here we go. That would be over on, well, I don't know what the name of it's going to be, but he's going to send me the show link before. But look for us. Zod Rider, myself, and Lewis says, well, hang on. Let me see if he did send. Let's see. Send it here. Send it here. I don't know the name. Oh, here we go. I guess it's called Countdown to Zack Snyder's Justice League. But it starts at 3. So look that up. Countdown to Zack Snyder's Justice League. We will be doing that right away. Well, at 3. So I'll see you on that channel. So thanks very much for being here. And I'm going to sign off. Oh, wait. Before I sign off, remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. And now, with that said, I will sign off.